Okay. Are we good? Am I all set up? Where are my... There they are. There they are. Okay. Let's continue. What was I doing last stream? Probably just, yeah, more parallelogram stuff. Parallelizing our executions. Our processors. My processors. And I think the last thing I was trying to do was the end effect processor on stream. And I think I realized that the way I had it set up before was not parallelizable. And that's because I think most of these gameplay ones are going to be this way as well. Why is my... Why is my music player showing that there's a fucking update? I don't care. I don't care. It is not... There we go. There it is. Okay. But the way these... a lot of these gameplay ability processors are working is that abilities and effects are both entities. They're different entities than the actual NPCs are. And they have their own data. And that means that usually what I do when I like end or apply an effect or ability, I add a piece of data to the ability itself. And multiple abilities can be started or multiple gameplay effects can be removed for the same entity, NPC entity per frame. So what that means is when you're parallel executing it, you could possibly hit a scenario where you're editing data on multiple threads. And I think that's what was happening. Pretty sure that's what was happening. And on top of that, the end effect processor, it has owned and applied effects. Like there's a notion, each NPC entity keeps track of which effects it owns and which effects are applied to it. And of course, iterating over a effect entity would mean that we are editing these lists for potentially multiple entities within even a single loop, which is fine, but it's just a higher chance of hitting rights on different threads. So I needed to kind of restructure things. And what I've done here is I've created this end effect utility function, which adds now 3 pieces of data instead of 1. It's a little bit less efficient there. You can shut the door if you want. Mister, go. Yeah, so I have 3 pieces of data now that I'm adding. And it's like one for deleting the effect entity itself, another one for removing it from the applied entity, and another one for removing it from the owned entity, the owner entity. And so those go on each of the 3 entities involved in this equation, and then I will process each of those in 3 different loops. And then I can parallel each one of them, parallelogram each of those loops, which should be positive. Should be a positive thing. I'm not going to parallelize it yet. I need to go around. I think where I'm at now is I need to go around and find where I'm adding all of this end effect data. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. So we'll go ahead and do end effects on all of these locations. Don, welcome in. Which is in effect utils. End effect. You know, it is somewhat annoying that the AI autocompletes don't work in the find window, but I suppose that's to be expected. Okay. And which entity? Because I need to pass in source and target entity to end these effects. So what do we have here? I have the active effect entity. I think the entity is this applied effect tag requirements? Where am I using this at? Like applied effect tag requirements. We are passing in. Yeah, this is the active effects data. This is applied. This is the applied, the entity that this is applied to, which is the target entity. So yeah, that one is correct. Do I have the context data to get the source entity though? I don't. So I wrote this function such that I can pass in null pointers, and then it'll automatically look it up for me. Oh, and I need to pass in whether or not it's canceled as well. I need to do that. We go bool be canceled. We'll have to add that there. Yeah. Pass that in. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. We'll throw that there. Through. What is this? This is game dev. We're doing some game dev. Here is, and it might not work right now. We might be kind of fucky-wucky right now. Let's see. A little weird. Yeah, a little weird. I'm working on like my entities right now, so I'm kind of like stress testing. I am kind of stress testing, so I'm trying to do like a ton. This is 1,000. This is 1,000 all running in editor at wow, we're up to 70 FPS right now, and that's in editor. So this is not in like a shipping build, which should run faster. But yeah, we're working on these guys, and then we have combat as well, which is a little bit slower, but we're working on parallelizing the executions. And yeah, so I do have some issues that I need to get fucking sorted out here. Wait, why did this one fail? Yeah, thanks for the subs, guys. Welcome in. What's the name of the game? I don't have one yet. It's just called My Project right now, which is just the default name. But yeah, it's going to be a RPG Colony Sim Roguelite combo with procedural destructible terrain and AI-generated quests. I'll show the procedural terrain after I figure out what the hell's going on here. This active effect doesn't have context data. That just doesn't make no sense. It should. All of them always should have context data. Give me a moment here. Process stacking policy. Stacking effect data, null. Find matching effect on target. So we hit there. Wait, why is, oh, if it's null, right. So find matching effect on target. Oh, I wonder, oh yeah, it's not working properly. It's not working properly. It's not getting removed. So there was one still on the applied effects that didn't get removed. Maybe you should post a poll to ask your subs for a name. No, that is definitely something I am going to come up with. Sorry, but YouTube Shorts is, you know what? I don't trust you guys. I'll be honest. Y'all got a little bit of the brain rot. I'm not gonna let you name my game. It'll be called fucking Brain Rot City or some shit. I don't know. 6-7 skibbity butthole. It looks like the stream is just a prepared video. Why? Why would you think that? Why did you think it was a prepared video? Should I pick a new seed? Or just roll with it, whatever this one is. Hello, please. Hello. So this is my procedural terrain algorithm that I wrote. There we go. There it goes. I only have a couple different biomes right now, so it's not like the most exciting, but we do have some different terrain noises applied. And yeah, I think it starts to look pretty cool. Things are still spawning. There we go. And we have underground caves as well. We do have the underground caves. Which was like a giga pain in the ass to figure out. These are like under like concavity is actually pretty difficult regardless of whether or not you're doing procedural terrain. That's just a big circle. That's just a big circle. And then doing it for procedural terrain is like even harder. So once I got that figured out, it's kind of a eureka moment, I'll be honest. Kind of a eureka moment. Yeah. I have dynamic tree chopping as well. Oh, none of my oh shit. Okay, that might fail. Okay, my abilities don't work right now because I am in the middle of fixing them. So I would show dynamic tree chopping. It actually deforms the tree at runtime. So like wherever your axe connects with the tree, it'll actually chop from there. Here is the world map. So yes, this is open world. So like each I'm not gonna add you on Discord. I'm not gonna do that. Each pixel on here is a terrain chunk. And so if I zoom out, I'll click here. There's one pixel on the map. So we're like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're like 4. We're generating like a 4 pixel radius here. And I will generate farther. I'm not generating that far for development, so it's a little bit faster. But yeah, each one of these is like a different zone with a different biome and stuff like that. And then I put mountains around the borders of each zone to kind of make them this nice kind of contained zone. And then the white dots are zone entrance chunks. So that's how you get from zone to zone. It's like a break in the mountains, right? And then if you look at the top, they have like AI generated names. They're all super random right now. Black Spire Peaks, Marble City, Skull Valley, Frostmere Keep, the Land of the Werewolves, the Bridge of Souls, Ashen Bloom Ridge, Ironwood Highlands. So those are like some of the zones and stuff. Survival kind of sounds good as like the game name. That is an incredibly generic name. That's a genre. I don't think I'm just gonna name my game after an entire genre. And yeah, that chunk down there is not rendered, but yeah. But here's like some of the border mountains. And I can actually see through this one to the other side. What is parallelograms? Mart, oh my god, you need to go back to school if you don't know what a parallelogram is. Your schooling has failed you, or you have failed your schooling. One of the two. So yeah, this is a little bit of the procedural terrain. And check out another seed. We'll check out one more seed, and then I'm gonna get back to work here. Seed 813, seed 814. Borderlands. Oh yeah, that's very, very original. Oh, this one's kind of boring. Kind of a boring seed. Yeah, this one's like two of my flat, like meadow-y biomes are right next to each other. So sometimes there are randomly generated caves that go through the border mountains here. Yeah, like this one right here. This is actually ocean out here, so there's nothing spawned. But yeah, sometimes there's like randomly generated caves where you can get through the mountains, which is kind of cool. I always love that. Oh my god, what is with these seeds, man? Who wrote this fucking algorithm? It sucks. It was me. It was me. I wrote this. Okay, maybe a little bit more interesting. A little bit. We have a different color zone over here, but it's still like the same biome. This is like my default biome, so it's not nothing super excited. The name is not excited. No. Is there boats to like travel across the ocean? Well, I mean, maybe someday. Maybe someday. I don't even have an ocean yet. So there's a ton of things that I still have to do. And all that. Oh, I'm going to spawn inside of a cave. Yeah. So things like that I need to iron out too. Spawning in the oceans or spawning in a cave, like that's not a good spawn point there. I don't even know if I can get out of here. I've been working on this for about 3 years. That's when I started doing hobby free time game dev. I can't get out of here, I think. Okay, we're gonna have to build. We will build. But yeah, I didn't know anything about game dev or C++ or procedural generation or anything like that. Let me do this. I'm gonna go from here. Build. Kind of did that at a wonky angle. I should be able to get up there from that. So we're going to be in these scans. This is like super early in development. So all of that stuff is like, it's not like I've made a decision that's never going to change or anything. There we go. We are out. Yay, we're out of the cave. And there are more caves to explore. Interesting. Yeah, so this is like you can see like this is one zone here. This is one of those breaks in the mountains I was talking about. Give me like a nice big... I want big mountains seed. Well, that's not too bad. It's like my crack... Dude, it's like so not random. I need it to be more random, please, to show the people. Show the people. What's the next addition to the game that you're planning? Right now I'm just working on performance. So one of the things I'm trying to do with the game is a full world simulation. Something like, think Dwarf Fortress, right? Like when you build a colony and you run all the way over to the other side of the world, I still want the colony to be running. So it's a big world. Like if you were to build a colony right here. And I'm only generating, like what you see on screen is like that much. So it's a very big world. And so like if you build a colony here and you send some guys to go chop trees and you run all the way to the other side of the world, I still want them to have to run over there and chop trees and not do what most games do, which is either just turn them off or run some equation in the background, like 4 colonists chopping wood means 40 wood per hour or something like that, you know? I want them to actually go run out to the trees, chop them, and if there's any bandits or wolves in the forest or something like that, they will get attacked and they will die. And that'll be on you for not making sure they're safe, not making sure they're leveled up and have good gear and stuff like that. So performance and optimization is what I'm working on right now. I'm working on parallelizing some of my gameplay executions, my like processors for gameplay abilities, gameplay effects, that kind of stuff. Can you add randomly generated rivers and pathways? That will make it good like Minecraft. Yeah, not going for what Minecraft is doing, but definitely will be doing some water at some point. Yeah, but that's pretty far down the road. Just not important right now, right? There are other more important things that I need to work on. Like technically, this can still be a game without water, right? This can be a game if it doesn't run well. So that's more important. So yeah, this is still kind of a samey seed. I only have like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 different terrain noises, but some of them can look pretty good. Like the ones where they create like taller mountains and stuff, which of course none of them are popping up now. Is this Godot? No, this is Unreal Engine. Can you add enemies so that it's... Yes, I have enemies in the game. Yes, this is not just a no enemies game. I just don't have them turned on right now. How about Shire Sphere for an... Yeah, I'm not letting YouTube chat name my game. Oh, Unity. No, Unreal Engine. like I just said. Okay, we crashed. Okay. I'm gonna get back to work now, though. We're working on end effect processor. Okay, so yeah, the end effect processor was not removing them properly. Is what I noticed. And I think that was on applied tags, or on applied effects rather. So we're gonna do that. So where are my applied active effects data? I do try to remove the effect. Oh, I'm removing the applied to entity, not the effect entity. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. I need to go around though and change all of my thingies. Yeah, like that needs to go away. Oh, I need to pass that here as well. Yeah. Okay. So we want, do I still have that open? Yeah. So that one's good. That's the one we want to keep there. Import effect utils, of course. What entity do we have here? Yeah, we do have the effect entity. So we need to remove that. Is this canceled? No, canceled is false here. Is there NPCs? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm working on right now, is NPCs and stuff. Yeah, so like I'm working on like being able to run thousands and thousands of NPCs is what I'm working on. This is kind of like my stress test here, which fails. So ignore that. Now it's not going to build. I'll show it in a second. Let's get this stuff working first. Where the hell was I? There we go. Source entity and target entity, we need to pass that in there. Do I have that? This is effect duration processor. I don't have like context data or anything like that. We are iterating over those. Oh, I have target entity data. I do have target data. So we have target data target dot entity that we can use. And then I may as well just pass in the context data. Context effect data. I'll just call it context data, and then we can make a pointer to the context data source entity. Yeah, so that's gonna work there. Remove that, of course. I think there's 2 more places. 2 more places, and I was just here, so we can copy pasta. My signature move. And we can just copy paste. Yeah, easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, now let's rebuild. Are you adding vehicles to make transport easier in the near future? Like dirt bikes? No, so it's going to be a medieval fantasy. So no dirt bikes. And yeah, so this is like super early. Like even though I've been working on this for 3 years, like I'm just one person. And all that stuff is really, really hard. Like game dev is really hard. And that stuff takes a lot of time. It's not like you can just toss in a vehicle, you know? So that kind of stuff... probably not for the foreseeable future. No. I gotta work on like the very base core functionality first, right? Okay, there's one guy. Okay, there's 1,000. That's 1,000 motherfuckers right there. Look at them. Just wandering. And so the thing about these guys is it's actually quite sophisticated. Like they all have independent pathfinding, they all have like independent state trees and like attributes. So they all have like their own, you know, health, mana, stamina, food, sleep values. So there's actually like a lot happening here, like a lot. And I'm trying to use as many cores as you have, which parallel processing in game dev is kind of more difficult. Usually games are pretty single-threaded. Usually. But like, yeah, there's like so much shit happening here. I'm checking their aggro radius, I'm dividing the world into chunks, checking their level of detail, their entity representation, animation cues, instant static mesh processor, move to processor, velocity. I had to rewrite kind of like velocity and gravity. Because I couldn't use the built-in collision and velocity because it wasn't performant enough, so I had to rewrite it myself. Aggro table processing, then all of my gameplay ability stuff, which I'll test out here in a second. Applying the ability, applying effects, gameplay tags, damage processor, attributes, which is a pain, duration stuff. Yeah, all of the, it's all really difficult. Wait, who is Calc? Oh, that's an old one. So yeah, should prob add more. Yeah, so that again, all that stuff kind of far down the line. Just working on base things right now. But yeah, I have no shortage of ideas of what I'm going to do. Okay, there we go. So combat a little bit more performance intensive, but that does seem to be working. Let me restart that. We're going to start a trace here, so we're going to test the performance here real quick. I'm working on parallel processing, and I have an issue here. Registry, what are we removing here? This is all on the game thread still. Interesting. Remove owned effect data from the owner entity. And what is the issue here? Registry remove. Yeah, I don't understand what could be the issue here. Remove applied effect. Apply to entity, owner entity. Who just typed op? I have multiple streams. I'm multi-streaming, so that was probably on my horizontal stream. Video games seems like it takes so much optimizations. Depends on the type of game you're making. For the type of game I'm making, that is the main thing. That is doing a full world simulation. You know, that takes. I'm using an ECS for that, which is like what you would want to do for that kind of performance. Why didn't this work? Why didn't this work? Oh, I should probably remove the... Oh no, I am. Hang on one second. I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt. Give me a second. Okay, and toasty in here, as it does when testing performance. This one was, I mean, it was fine for a while, so it's just like kind of like randomly crashing. Can I skip forward? No, I can't. STD exchange Allows re-entrant destructors. I don't know, is the destruct... Maybe it's just not trivially destructible is the reason. Let's not add explicit constructors here and try again. Apply to entity. Okay, where are we at? Okay, 12 schmeckles to rebuild. Code streaming. I'm not a goat. Stop that. Welcome in, Dean, though. Welcome. Seems like you would have to have so many game devs helping you. Nope, just me. Or can AI just do it all these days? No, AI cannot just do it all. I'm at the point. I've been writing code for like 14 years now, so AI does not help very much. I love autocompletes. The autocompletes are really nice, but the vibe coding and the prompting is super, super annoying. Oh yeah, that's gonna crash immediately. Are you coding a GF? No, I'm coding a brain for YouTube Shorts chatters. I'm trying to fix their brain rot. It's not going very well. Yeah, I'm just really concerned about the future. So I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. Okay, thank you. I'm glad someone appreciates the work I put in here, okay? Saving you all from doom scrolling into skibbity toilet hell 6-7 nonsense. I always appreciate your insight, yeah. Find these like little patterns it creates kind of interesting. Why are they running like they should not be going that far? Again on owned effect data. So wholesome. Yeah, I'm sure I'll disappoint you someday, I'm sure. Is this part of the same game? This is the only game I've worked on, so if you're referring to me in the past, then yes. We have a ton of active effects. Calc, mana, health, sleep, yeah. So that all looks right. What are we looking at here? Why can't I remove this very well? The T-array destructor is now the issue. You're gonna end up like Lawnmower Man with your hubris. Okay, that's a new brain rot for me. What is Lawnmower Man? And what hubris are you referring to? Are you referring to how I clapped back against your "Are you coding a GF" comment? A man can't have fun, only you guys can. Is that how it works? I want to, yeah, let's add a destructor on here. And we'll do effect entities reset. Empty or reset? We'll just do reset. No, do empty. Do empty. We should probably do the same here as well. We'll try that. Rerun that. Okay, rot XD. Okay, Unk. Yeah, you've got a bad case of it. It's. I've seen worse. I've seen worse brain rot, but it's growing on you, and I think you need to stop doom scrolling and do your homework. He not Unk. He is go. Thank you. We're all approaching Unk status. Lawnmower Man as in the movie. And you deleted the message. Draconin, welcome. Welcome in. We are manning the vanguard today against the brain rot. So thank you for joining. Fucking hell, I forget that I have to start with one entity. I hate that. An issue with the scene proxies. What can I do to get a 0.5% share in your game? Nothing. Okay. Are those getting destructed properly now? No. Nope. Nope. Okay, so now it's on in place. Okay, I think we just need to do the rule of fives here, right? I mean, maybe we can just get away with constructors and destructors. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll keep trying. What if I run naked through town and scream the game title? Yeah, that would be, yeah, any PR is good PR, yeah. That would fit under there, I think. Yeah, I don't know if I want to condone illegal activities. There's going to be names for all the NPCs? Yeah, so I'm planning on using AI for the NPCs, like, typically, AI in game dev refers to NPC behavior, which is not like AI for what we know it today, an LLM, which is kind of annoying. But the AI behavior is going to be, you know, that's all coded by me. But then like things like the names of the AI, the backstories, and I have AI generated quests as well. All the dialogue and stuff. I'm planning to try and use like a local LLM. Right now, I just have it wired up to the Gemini API, so it sends like an API request when I generate quests and stuff. And I haven't done like too much dialogue or anything, but that's the plan. Okay. Every now and then when I'm scrolling, you pop up, and every single time I press to join your stream just to see what you've been cooking. I hope you're successful on your... Thank you, man. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out for a bit. That's all I can ask for. It's running so fucking smooth now. Like, this used to be 20 FPS, and now we're all the way up at 60 and increasing. This is 1,000 entities all in combat. You should have one which just crashes out when you talk to it. Well, if you've ever played a game called RimWorld, that's one of my big inspirations, and we're actually running really well now. We're not crashing. But RimWorld is one of my all-time favorite games. It's a colony sim. It's like a top-down 2D kind of thing, but there's like so much random shit that happens, and like each colonist, each pawn has its own set of like needs and moods. And so they literally do crash out. Like, they have mental breaks, and a whole bunch of different shit can happen if you don't keep them happy enough. And it's like you might get raided, and the raid has their brother in it, but then you have to kill their brother. So then they are like really fucking upset that their brother died, and they also happen to have the pyromaniac trait. And so when they have a mental break, they like to play with fire. So he just set a fire in the storage shed next to the mortar shells, and now the mortar shells have exploded, and you made the mistake of storing those next to your hospital. So all the people that were wounded from the raid are now just fucking exploded. Shit like that happens, and it's fucking hilarious. And you know, sometimes people just like will go on tantrums and just start punching shit, and they'll choose to punch like chem fuel, which will explode if you fucking punch it, you know. And it's just like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and that's kind of what I want to emulate. So I want to do that. But whenever I play RimWorld, I've always wanted to be like down in the world, not because RimWorld is like a top-down perspective, right? You're kind of like playing from an omniscient standpoint. And so I've always wanted to be like down in the world, like experiencing that fucking wildness. Because you kind of just have to imagine that. And I think that's the funnest way to play the game, is if you kind of imagine yourself being a part of what's going on, because it's kind of fucking crazy. Like, if you just like let the game play and then like don't like use your imagination at all, it's not as fun. It's still a fun game, but yeah. How's your game not crashing? What PC to use? Nothing crazy. I would say like mid-high specs. I have a 3080 Ti, but this is mostly CPU what I'm doing here, not GPU. Will all the quests be put into a pool and rotated? Well, hopefully they'll all be just generated. Yeah. So they'll be new every time. That's what I'm going for. RimWorld is a masterpiece. I agree. RimWorld is one of those games I can always go back to. It doesn't matter how many fucking times. I have like 2,000 hours in the game. Doesn't matter how many times I've played it. Always gonna be fun. I also like this was of my Android game. So funny. Yeah. What's with game mechanics and stuff? I haven't been in your streams for like several weeks. I mean, for several weeks I've just been doing optimization, really. So we got scene proxies working thanks to CD Projekt Red and Dr. Elliott. CD Projekt Red put out a little presentation about how you can bypass components in Unreal Engine and go directly to scene proxies, which is what the render thread uses to actually represent something on screen. But they're kind of like a pain in the ass to set up. And I haven't done it correctly. That's why we have some crashes here. There's still some more stuff I need to do, but why it's important for me to bypass something like the instant static mesh component, which is pretty efficient already. But a lot of the components in Unreal Engine, like, you have to use them on the game thread, and they won't let you use them off of the game thread. So I can't use all your CPU's cores to increase performance. I can only use one. And with scene proxies, I can bypass that completely, and I can run all of it's really the transformation updates. Like when I'm moving them around on screen, that all needed to happen in serial. So sequentially on the game thread, but now it can be parallelogrammed, as I like to say. It can all be put into a parallelogram and parallel processed on all the threads, which is just better performance. So yeah, I worked on that. Right now I'm just working on changing all of my processors over to be parallel processed. Right now I'm working on in-defect processor, which I had to change quite a bit to get it into a state that can be parallelized, because why parallel processing is hard in game dev is because you can't edit the same data on multiple threads. So you either have to use mutexes or locks, which halts the execution on a thread when they are competing for the same resource, which is slow, and it harms not only cache locality, which is the main part of ECS and why ECS is performant, but it also is just slow to grab the lock, check the lock, and suspend and resume execution on threads. There's just overhead to that, so you want to avoid that as much as possible. So what I try to rely on when I'm parallel processing is I try to only do one set of data manipulation per entity. And so if you're parallel processing on a per entity basis, you're never going to be editing the same data because each entity has its own data that you're editing. And that's all, there's no conflicts there, right? So you try to do that, and then don't add or remove the same component or data that you're iterating over, which I don't think I do anyways. But it gets a little more complicated with some of these gameplay processors because like things like gameplay abilities and gameplay effects, those are their own entities as well. Like there's an NPC entity, and then there's a effect entity and an ability entity. But then the NPC also maintains lists of like abilities that it's activated or gameplay effects that it owns, gameplay effects that are applied to it, which can be two separate things. And that makes it more difficult because I have to manage those lists and parallel process them at the same time. So there can be conflicts. So what I've done here is I've just changed it to run on a per entity basis. And I think I have that working. So I might do a little performance test here. I think this is the time. I think the constructor and destructor were important. I say that as it fucking crashes. So never mind. I didn't fix it. Never fucking mind. When do you stream? Usually in the mornings. So the quests after completed just yeeted into the trash, and the NPC gives you a new one. I mean, what are you expecting to happen when a quest is completed? I mean, I plan to, you know, make those matter, if that's what you're saying. When do you expect this game to be finished? Probably like 20 years, 25 years, I'm thinking. Okay, so we're having issues in placing this data. So constructing this data. Why? Yeah, why is this data so annoying? Just because it's a T array of fucking entities? Yeah, these, it does not like these structs at all. It's weird though, because I definitely have other pieces of data, other structs that have been added that have T arrays. Because it's an F entity. What if I did an ENTT entity? Does that make a difference? Will there be an update, or will it all come out at once? I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna release everything all at once. That's I don't think that works. Okay. Blink twice if we have a deal. I missed that message. That's funny though. I've probably blinked twice since then. Please don't go running naked through the streets though. Okay, let's see where we're at. How did we get all the way to the end of combat without that happening? And then it happens immediately the next time. Okay, there's our guy. There's one. Okay, still fucking happening. Although it's on remove. Is it on add and remove or what now? The arrays seem to be invalid. The arrays are... What do I need to do here? I guess if we're doing like... I think I need the rule of fives here. I think I need the rule of fives. Can I generate that? That would be nice. Really nice that writer can auto-generate those for me. That's super nice. Okay, let's try that. Will there be character? All the questions you're at, these are all like super, like, those are questions you ask when the game is like coming out. This is just hobby free time game. All of the stuff you're at, like that all takes a lot of work. I don't like, nothing is set in stone. Like I don't have answers to like what is going to be in the game, what's not going to be in the game. Just kind of like, what am I capable of at the moment, right? Like, yeah, that sounds nice. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. I don't know if I'll have time for that. I don't know if that's going to be on my list of important things when I get to that point. I am just one man. So like there's a lot of work that goes into something like that. I would likely have to pay other people to do that because I'm no artist. I don't know if you can tell by the assets that I use, but I am no artist. Okay, so It is the move operator. Why? So what have you built now? I've showed you. You've been here since the beginning of the stream. I've showed you what I built. Okay, so why is this? Why? What are you doing? What is other here? Is other... So affect entities is invalid here. Why? Why is that invalid? And this is on remove entity data. Remove owned effect data. It has information here. Why is it invalid though? It should be on the owner entity. Let me make sure I'm like adding these correctly. Remove owned effect entity data on the source entity. Get the context from the effect. And so this is only happening on the, it seems to be only on the owned effect data. Like I haven't seen this happen on the applied effect data, which is effectively the same thing. It's effectively the same thing. I'm sacrificing my sleep. No, please go to sleep. It's important. You do not need to sacrifice anything for me. Remove applied data. Why is this? Why? That's all I have to say is why. Maybe I should. Let's go ahead and add these to the. I feel like this shouldn't be necessary. We'll go ahead and register them. That's the wrong one. Where is effect data? There we go. Do I have these alphabetized? Slightly. A, B, so that should go up front. Okay. Register data type, F, remove owned effect data. I go ahead and just duplicate that. F, remove applied effect data. Yeah, so I need to understand, why is remove effect always the issue? When you're writing code, it is shorter and to the point better. I mean, you should focus on, I always try to focus on like readability and maintainability, like performance, readability, maintainability, right? Performance is not always an issue, but code is read more than it is written, so you shouldn't be optimizing for writing the code at, you know, as fast as possible or as short as possible. But sometimes shorter is more readable, sometimes, but not always. When did I start coding? What year? I don't know what year that would have been. I've been coding since I was like 16. But I think I was just copy pasting code from Stack Overflow for about 2 years. So I was actually writing, I've been getting paid for it since I was 20. Actually, no, I would have been getting paid for it before that, but pentagons are better. You can't put a pentagon on multiple threads though. Checkmate. Welcome in, live guy. I'm like 13. Hey, that's when I mean, what got me into coding was, I wrote my first line of code at 13, I think. It was 13 or 14, I don't really remember. Fuck. Got him, sorry. All my friends at school are playing World of Warcraft. And if you ever heard someone talk about WoW, and you've never played it, sounds like a foreign language. So I always wanted to, I felt left out, you know. And it was $15 a month back then, which was more expensive than it is now, right? My parents wouldn't pay for it. So I started playing on private servers. which are like people who have kind of like reverse engineered the server code, and they rewired the WoW client to connect to their own private servers, and then they let other people play on it, right? No crashes yet there, but my friends always thought that was sketchy, and it is a little sketchy. So I created my own World of Warcraft private server when I was like 13 or 14, so I could play with my friends, and I let them connect to my computer. And I figured that out through just Googling. I just Googled my ass off, and I found some tutorials on it, and some of the tutorials had you like edit code. So that would have been my first like line of code. Although it's like I didn't actually know what the fuck I was doing at all. I just did what the tutorial told me to do. So I don't think I actually started to understand code till I was like 16, 17, 18. Although 16, 17, I would have just been copy pasting things and just jerry-rigging like the fucking this flesh crafted abomination together, this fucking Frankenstein code. I was making Android apps for funsies. That was when apps were like the hot new thing, kinda, you know, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking change the world. Oh, young green my drunk. How silly he was. How foolish. Yeah, that ran without any crashes. Did I just need to register the fucking data? There's no way. What does registering do anymore? Do you animate? No, I suck at animation. I tried. I do have a couple I have a couple homemade animations in here, but they are god awful. I'm likely going to I'm gonna have to pay people to do that. Does the AI do that? Does the AI? No, I don't use AI very much, if at all. My first coding exposure was an awful class in high school. Dude, all these people, like, you're not the only one to say you had a coding class in high school. I would have fucking killed for that. I would have taken that in a heartbeat. All I had was like at some off-campus tech school that did a networking class, which I took. That's all I had access to. So I had to teach myself. But, you know, that led me to, you know, dropping out of college and getting a job because I just could learn it all on my own rather than needing to pay for college. This is working now, I guess. Q basic. Is that different from just a visual basic? Made an assy turn-based fighting game. That sounds fucking cool. Doing stuff with cameras and Python. I don't know shit about either stuff. If something is worth doing, it gets done. There you go. I had to write code with pencil. Dude, I had to do that for the couple years of the 2 years of college that I did do. It was fucking so stupid. It's the stupidest thing. I was writing Python with a pencil, which is like white space based, you know? So it's like I had to fucking tab indent Python code with a fucking pen and paper. Like that's fucking horrible. What does input do? If you put takes user input, we got it wrong for using the word in a definition. It's a modernized version of basic. Why would you want to modernize basic? Who asked for that? Who asked for that? I tried coding, I failed miserably because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Hey, that's how it starts though, man. Like, you will fail a lot. I fail every day. That's part of learning. So if it's something that interests you, you should keep doing it. And making games is fun. Making games is hard. I think the coding for game dev is harder, much harder than doing something like web dev, which pays way better, you know? Like, just doing web or app dev is, like, way more lucrative. But that's because everyone wants to make games, so. How's your day going so far? It's going good. It's going good. I have a nice cup of coffee that we're getting to the bottom too, so I'm getting a little scared. I may have to go make another cup because it was quite tasty this morning. I want to look at what does my fucking register do that fixed that? I don't understand. So I thought I deleted basically all of the functionality other than the debug logging. Call add func. Add entity data instance. I wouldn't be calling this with those though, because this is just for spawning. Yeah, that I don't believe that that would have fixed it. If that fixed it, that probably means that we're not managing memory properly or something. Yeah, this is all if with editor stuff. So like, yeah, that should not have fixed it. It should still be crashing. Honestly. There it is. Yeah, knew it. I like sports. Is it worse? I stress every day, coding or sports. You can do both. Source me. Played off every couple years. Yeah, that sucks, man. Dude, I think getting a job, getting a stable, well-paid, like, I basically do, I mean, I'm full stack, but like, basically everything's web dev and stuff now. I do back end, front end, and some SQL stuff. Like, it pays way better than game dev. And then I just come home and I work on game dev in my free time, Seeing me stream made your day better, dude. That's awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Uh-oh, you real voiced for a second? Wait, what is that? Oh, did my pirate software voice modulator turn off? I don't do that. You use OBS or virtual camera? I use OBS, but not the virtual camera, no. What is this soundtrack? It's in the description and in the player. Can you explain why Next.js is a bitch to me half the time? I've never actually made an app in Next.js. But from what I understand, it's a very opinionated framework, taking React and making it into something that React was never really designed to do in the first place. So that's probably where, it's making React server-side rendered, right? And it does a whole lot of other stuff too. And from what I've seen is that if you don't need the full suite of functionality from Next.js, you shouldn't use it. Your voice cracked a little? Dude, it cracks all the fucking time. As if I'm not as if I'm not Unk, And I feel like it just happens from talking a lot. What game you like more, action-packed or chill game? It depends. I like all sorts of games. Okay, so why is this always remove owned effect data? Riddle me that, computer. This is using the move operator. And we're adding the... First of all, I want to change this back to F entity. There should be an... Okay, that actually... Okay, now it's not. It was using the move operator. Yeah, because we were... Yeah. That does make sense, I think. Okay, let's see that. Give me that. I heard you go through second puberty. And, that comes from a man who's never told a lie. Yeah. Thor actually did kind of get me into streaming. I remember I streamed once like 15 years ago or something, or like 10 years ago. Maybe it was a couple times. And then I just like stopped. And then I started streaming again. I kind of always wanted to when I was doing game dev, but I never felt like I knew what I was doing enough to actually stream. And I actually watched Pirate Software back when he only had like I don't know, like 200 viewers. And then I remember overnight, like I remember I was watching his stream during the Sparkle Pony YouTube short, where he talked about how much money the Sparkle Pony made in WoW. I was actually in that stream, and then I saw it on Reddit like a week or two later. And then it was just like over the course of the next few months, he just exploded. Local pipe. Oh, give me that fucking pipe. Okay, this is a task graph thing. Like, why is chat delayed? That's just YouTube, my dude. That's just how internet connections work. Yo, what the pipe? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are we unlocking here? This is on the render thread. Interesting. Jesus Christ, my game is just falling apart, isn't it? Is it during like spawning? Okay, let's just fucking try that again. It's all pipes and buckets all the way down. Okay, entity spawner, barely know her. There's our one guy, cool. Let's change it back to spawn 100 at a time instead of just 10 per frame. I would like to run some performance checks, even if it's gonna crash. Okay, let's just stop there. Okay, I did get a little decent performance check here, so let's see what's going on. That's looking pretty decent. Pretty decent, I do have to say. Pretty decent. Where is end effect processor? Or are you even on here? Do you even go here? End ability. It just wasn't happening that frame, I guess. There's my end effect processor. Okay, I think it's taking longer. I think it's way longer than it was before. Let me try to find one of my old ones here. So, what was my last one not from today? And it's kind of dependent on what happens in the frame. There should be like right after. So where the fuck is it? Show me potato salad. End effect processor. Oh, this was parallel. Yeah, it's just so it really depends on just what's happening. Destroying the entity takes fucking 7.8 microseconds. What the fuck, Richard? Process owned effect happens pretty quick. Wait, process owned effect. I should probably just get the context there. Or no, because we're never mind. Oh, and then adding the alloc attribute entity in. What the fuck is a microsecond? A thousandth of a millisecond. They add up. They add up. And here we have nanoseconds, which is a thousandth of a microsecond. I'm a CS undergrad. I do full stack. I love to create a game with UE5. Can you give me some advice from your perspective? Like, how should I start? Because I'm a noob when it comes to game dev. Just pick an engine and get going. There's no secret. Imagine the same way you've learned other things already is the same way that you will learn game dev. Just figure out how best you learn and have fun. Destroying an entity, that takes so long. I mean, it's the same. It was the same here. Let me, this is not really a good representation. I need to go back even further. Maybe just like here. Show me. Oh, I guess I'll just like, I can just like search for it, right? Contains in defect processor. Give me. There we go. That's a good example. So it takes in totality about 2. I don't know how many that was, so it's kind of hard to compare. I don't even know if parallel processing this going to be worth it? In defect process own defect. That one runs pretty quick. I should probably T inline allocator some of the T arrays as well. And then apply effect to target by spec. Does that happen at all here? Yeah, why is that? That's 4 microseconds there. Yeah, do I apply effect to target? Let me check for those here. Oop. Apply effect to target by spec. Go to the end. This is, we are in init entity processor. It does take 8 microseconds there. That's kind of, maybe I should do that outside of the, outside of that processor. I guess it's because we are like creating the entity there. I'm upset that I can't look for that better. I need to find an effect duration processor is what I'm wanting, or sorry, end effect processor. All that has some of these. Can some effects end, please? I would like some effects to end. Please end. Thank you for the sub, my dude. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Vector, like where is the fucking processor at? Just like it wasn't doing anything. So was it never fucking applying? Oh, here we go. Here's a chunkier boy. There it is. Oh no, that's the attribute processor. Never mind. Bro. So what is ending? That is so bad here. Was this even this might not have been combat. That might not have been combat. What is this one? This one is nothing. Stop that. Okay, that was like way too many, but it can still maybe be a good comparison. Pathfinding, in defect processor. Okay, so there is, yeah, so we are applying the target in line there as well. Okay. Although it's still kind of up in the air, yeah. Additional foot. Yeah, this processor's kind of garbage. Kind of garbage. I wish I had how many it's processing. Because it is like, some of these are longer. Like down to 35 FPS, some like for a frame. Bro, yeah, that's bad. Bro, go to bed. You're 13, you probably have school tomorrow. Go to fucking bed. Go to bed or I'm timing you out. I'm not gonna sit here and keep you up all night. That's not, I'm a wholesome person. Now go to bed. If your parents aren't fucking making you go to bed at midnight when you're 13, like, I will be your parent. Go to bed. You now have to call me Unc. No, don't. Please don't do that. I'm not answering your questions anymore because you need to go to bed. You can tune in next time. I know school. I don't believe you. Okay, so I don't know if this was a positive change or not. You should not be waking up at 1 p.m. It's not good for you, even if you don't have school. And let me look at the destroy entity here. 9 microseconds. Yeah, it's not. Why is destroy entity take that long? Yeah, I'm not doing anything crazy there. Okay, so yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Although, process effect entity ITR. I mean, I guess that doesn't add too much to it, does it? Although I bet that would be faster, not in editor. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that one too much. Yeah, I wonder if we just had more this frame or not. But technically these two should be parallel processable, but the end effect is... I need to find one. Like, we just need to do a Give me that one. I guess there were some frames where it was taking 3.7 milliseconds, so it's really hard to tell when I don't know how many I'm processing to compare the performance, you know? If you were a monarch for any empire in history, which empire would you choose? Oh, the Byzantines for sure, because they had the most text available in Age of Empires 2. What's the fastest SMT second? What does that even mean? I mean, do we keep running this? I want to, let's do 2000. Let's see if it fails or whatever. We need this to not crash now. I think maybe now that I added the, well, never fucking mind. Never fucking mind. Okay. I don't get it. Something second, like nanosecond or microsecond. What's the fastest one? I mean, the smallest unit of time is what you're asking. I think that's Planck time. But that's for like physicists. I think that the smallest unit that you would look at in game dev is a nanosecond. I don't know why this is happening. Also, why am I trying to move this during deletion? Let me see if there's anything. ENTT, remove component with array. Remove, I'll say non-trivial component. I mean, the destructor wouldn't be the issue here. We're trying to move. ChatGPT doesn't understand my project. Why so mean? I mean, every stream someone comes in and says, just use AI. It's just brain rot, you know? It's just trolls. And they don't understand that people can enjoy doing things and therefore not want AI to do it. They also don't understand how to write code, so they don't understand what AI is capable of and not capable of when it comes to coding. Constant rate. So it is always remove owned effect data. I'm a joke, bro. Yeah, it's a really funny joke. Yeah, that one was actually really funny too. And totally original, like I said. Yeah, why is it owned effect data, huh? Huh? Active effects data, remove effect. Owner entity. Let me look at the git diff here. Context data source entity. Yeah, it is interesting that it is literally only the remove owned effect data and not the applied effect data. I'm trying to see like what I was doing before and make sure that I'm like replicating that properly now. That is, yeah, that's a ref. What are you trying to build? We're doing some game dev. Doing some game dev today. Trying to figure out why this ECS component that is, it's non-trivially constructible destructible and is having some issues when it's getting destroyed from the registry, the entity registry. I don't know. Should I fucking empty the array? I don't know. I don't know if that would. I mean, the array is invalid at that point. Somehow. My additional effects. Remove tag. Did I do remove? I did do remove tags. I reordered everything too, so it's kind of hard to match it up. Ability modifier is context data source entity. The source is the owner. Okay, I don't understand I'm gonna reorder them and see if that changes the result. Do the owned effect first, not twice. That wouldn't. That would not be bueno. I'm gonna reorder it and see if that we can actually get that to happen for the applied effect data as well. Let me switch that over there real quick. And I want to look. at this. Process owned effect. Yeah, register. And this is the other one that maybe is. I mean, it's not, it's like. Yeah, I mean, that's as straightforward as it can be, I think. Let's see here. Okay. Let's run it for 1,000. Why are you coding without any AI? Because it doesn't help me. I mean, other than autocompletes, I have AI autocompletes, but vibe coding is not everything that our corporate overlords have led you to believe. So yeah, still fucking happening. And it is still happening for owned effect data. Do you know C or any other languages? I know many. I've worked in many. They're just tools at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter what the language is. Have you tried coding with Cursor? I have used AI plenty. I understand what it is capable of. Okay, please go to sleep. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, why remove? It's got to be something with the way I'm managing this data, right? Like I'm not using it correctly, because like applied effect data is the exact same. It's the exact same struct, but a different type. Everything is the exact same. So what is it about remove effect data that is being so problematic? Problem is that nascent programmers feel like it's super empowering, but it's really, really bad. I mean, I don't think it's really, really bad either. I'm somewhere in the middle. Like, it's useful for some things, but it's not useful for important things, right? It's not useful for the hard stuff. Like, and no, I'm not saying that AI can't solve hard problems. It can only solve narrow problems. The larger the problem space gets, the harder it has a time doing. Like, and the people who think that you can just use it for everything are people who are building things from scratch, like over the course of a weekend. Like these are like prototype, these are like proof of concept, these are like new things. And most of it is front end. Most of it is either, you know, some React TypeScript and then like some CRUD API, right? Like, yeah, AI, great for that, right? That is, you know, but the larger the code base is, the longer that the code base has been in operation, the more opinionated that your business use case gets, which if you're making a useful product, it will be, you will have very opinionated business logic. It stops working at a large scale. Like it stops being good for anything other than narrow changes, like singular function type things. Never worked with Unity. How are you managing state for your game? How is this happening in Unity? Well, that's the neat part. It's not Unity, it's Unreal Engine. How am I managing state? As in like state trees or like just data? I'm using an ECS, so that would be my data. How that you learn C++ from Google, what sites, resources from the web did you use? There's no singular resource that you use. Like, you just, if you encounter a problem or something you don't know how to do, you search for how to do it. You just use whatever works, and then you learn as you go. And what am I doing? What am I doing differently here? Remove owned effect data, active effects entity data. We would be iterating over the owner entity. What is fucking different here? What if I did, what if I reordered this? Would that fucking change it? Let's rebuild now. Yeah, I wonder if the get or add entity data is a little strange. I wonder if that's like the issue. Oh, because it's like a pointer. I mean, I'm dereferencing the pointer in the same frame. Yeah, no, I mean, that should be fine, right? The pointer is stable in the frame, within the frame. Oh shit, that's gonna fail. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the sub. Welcome, man. Welcome. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Still failing on owned effect data. Why is it only owned effect data? I don't understand. Does it not exist for this fucking entity or something? Like, I mean, it literally should. Dude, I'm sure I'm missing something really fucking obvious. Move this to the top. Just see what happens there. See what happens there. So it's either something in one of these two like loops in these views, or in the way that I add it. It's the only places it could be. Okay, God, I gotta remember to stop fucking doing that. Stretchies. Might go grab another cup of coffee here. Okay. Yeah, still, okay. And it's still on the, dude, it's literally always the remove owned effect. Now it's on add. Like, what the fuck is happening to this data? It's got to be this get or add. Like, I'm not doing something very good here. It's gotta be something with this, right? Or I get, if it doesn't exist. I mean, should I just do something like this? If data, let's do this. Otherwise that. I mean, is that better? Okay, I'm gonna go make another cup of coffee while this is building. Maybe I shouldn't be returning a ref there. Well, no, I have to. Anyway, okay, I'll be right back. Elliot, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you. Let me BRB real quick. BRB. Okay. All right, let's see if that works now. No. No, it did not. No, it did not. I can't sleep, dude. You were gone for like 10 minutes. Why is this specific entity data invalid when it tries to like remove and shit? It's only okay. I'm just going to comment this out. Okay. Any way you can help recommend something? Yeah, close your eyes for longer than 10 minutes. And get off your phone. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, the mob just gets going. Okay, I'll try 2,000. Just fucking see if it crashes. Okay, so I'm gonna see. The thing is, there we go. I fucking knew it was gonna happen. Okay, well, no, this is a different issue. We deleted the entity, but yeah, I probably shouldn't delete the entity if it's gonna stay in there. That's a different issue. Wait, that's a side effect of me commenting it out. Okay, ignore all this other stuff. Just do that. Let me look up end effect data. Where are we using this at? Oh, there's a lot other places where we need to add that. Oh. Ow. Maybe that's an issue. Entity utils. Why did that delete everything? What is that? End effect. Or no, it's not even entity utils that I want. It's effect utils. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking go in here. Okay. Entity context object, active effect int dot effect entity. No, I want the where is the active effects data entity? Oh, it's just on the entity context object. Okay, I see. U entity utils get entity static on a context object, which I now want to rename to something slightly shorter. And then I want the source entity and the target entity, which I don't have. Wait. No, I do want the effect entity, but the source entity or the owner entity, the source entity I do have there. So I want active effect dot effect entity. And then I think I just want to do null pointer and it'll look it up for me. And then this, we need to make that a pointer. Yeah. Get entity static. What? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. End effect entity. Effect entity. World context. Be canceled. Do I have source entity here? I don't. So these are going to be both null pointer. Whoops. Nope. Definitely no. There we go. Delete that. Dude, I didn't realize how many fucking places I was ending the effect. Effect entity. No, we definitely want that. Yeah, we want that one for sure. For sure, Z's canceled is true. And then I do have context data. Dot source entity. And target entity null pointer because, wait a second, target active effects. No, I think that's good. If B over, God, dude, there's so many places, man. I didn't realize this. You effect util. Effect utils end effect. Dude, writer is so weird when you're trying to code within the find window. Like that. What just happened right there, dude? Can I open find window? There we go. We'll do it that way. Do have the source entity. We want effect entity canceled false source entity null pointer. Do I have target data here? No, so we'll let that be looked up. End effect data. End effect data here. We also want to. No, we're just checking that. And also, let's change that to just to make sure make it a bit more clear that we're not using the value. Has entity data is what we'll use instead. End effect processor. Yeah, all of that we need there. I'm pretty sure. Register, utils. Okay, let's try that. Try that. Do I still have it commented out? I forget. Yeah, I have most of it commented out. So we're probably still going to crash when we destroy the entity there. Remove owned data. Remove owned effect data. The owner is the source. Yeah. I wonder if I did I maybe I switched up the owner and like the source and target entities maybe somewhere. Let's try again. Why is this? Why are you broken? Oh, because I called it entity context instead of fucking entity context object. You're so lame, Blueprints. You're so lame. And we can close all this. Yeah. Okay, so still an issue. Still on. Remove owned effect data. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm putting this on the wrong entity or something. Well, no, I mean, why would that make a fucking difference here, though? Because I should still just be removing it off of the wrong entity and there should be no crash there. What the fuck is wrong with this piece of entity data? And why is applied to entity data always working? Let's put a breakpoint there. Maybe I just inspect, put a breakpoint here as well. Just try to like walk through this, I guess. Go back to 1. Which effects are we So yeah, there's some instant effects that are applied. And it works fine most of the time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I would be looking for here. Not sure what I would be looking for here. Let's do no combat. And I guess at this point, there's probably not many effects getting removed. A lot of them are effects that are added and removed in the same frame. During combat, I think is probably what most of those are. Yeah, I mean, so that was never really happening there. So I have to kind of have to test this in combat. Maybe I should let me just fight one guy myself. Oh, they're like unable to attack me. Yeah, I guess it happens really inconsistently. It's only when I have like 1,000. Honestly, if I could just go straight to 2,000, just to get it to actually happen. I seem to have lost my phone. That's okay. Why can't I remove this fucking piece of data? What am I doing so wrong? Oh, wait a second. No, this is all happening on the game thread, so we're fine there. I'm literally doing the same kind of loop over a struct that is exactly the same, but just a different type. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize I was doing it like that. I mean, that should be fine, though. It removes it from both. So if it yeah, that's gonna be weird. Well, I mean, I think that's fine. I guess why wouldn't, it's like I'm not looking anything up in that array anymore. Let me uncomment this so I can see it better. In the active effects data. One moment. Okay. Okay. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Yeah, I mean, I don't think this remove effect removing from both would be an issue. I mean, I do want to remove from both. Active effects data, I'm not even doing anything with that other than removing it. Not touching it there. Oh, well, this kind of doesn't make sense. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, I have to iterate over what's on there. So yeah, don't do that. I mean, I wasn't doing that before and it was still failing, but yeah, removing that before we fucking do something with it is problematic. I guess that can be const, right? don't know if that shouldn't, I mean, the other one isn't const, but. Can I continue from that? Oh, I can continue. Oh, no, I can't. Nope. Oh, I got sent a happy poop for 10 joules. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fuck. Oh, I did it again. I'm so upset. I need to really dig into why that's happening more, as if I haven't already a lot. It's an issue with the scene proxies. For some reason, like if I spawn more than one after a hard rebuild, it'll crash. Probably something with materials. Because I do notice the material doesn't show up properly at first. ID, writer. JetBrains. Yeah, still fucking happening. Why are we trying to do a move? Why is the move operator getting called when we're removing entity data? Oh, I guess maybe I'm moving. If we're removing one, then we're potentially. I think we're probably doing maybe a remove at swap. You like parallelograms more than rhombuses? That's a bold claim. Hey, someone said pentagons are better, and my response was, you can't put a rhombus on multiple threads. So checkmate. Checkmate. Parallel processing is what is the name of the game today. Although I'm struggling with just some refactors. I haven't even fucking parallel processed anything today, which is what I thought I was gonna do, but I needed to change my end effect processor up as to how it processed things so that it could parallel process them without any issues. But now I can't even just like, for some, I created this fucking struct and it's just like is struggling to get removed now. That Smash can't argue that. God damn, yeah. Welcome in, Eder. Yeah, I'm just doing like the, like, I don't even understand, like, what is ENTT doing right now? So we're like fucking erasing. Attempting to, it doesn't belong to the set. Why? But it like 1,000,000% should belong to the set. I'm literally iterating over a thing. Underlying type hop. Like what? Why is ENTT trying to do like? This might be doing like a remove at swap or something. Erases entities from a storage. I don't want to erase an entire entity though. And this has invalid stuff. It's weird because I'm like doing the exact same type of loop with remove applied effect data, which is the exact same struct, but it never happens to remove applied effect. And I would think like, hey, maybe I am removing it from the wrong entity, but it should still be able to remove without crashing because I'm literally iterating over a list. Return. Oh. Once again, oh my god, dude, I feel like such a this same issue. This same issue has bitten me so many fucking times. When will I learn my lesson? First time seeing a live short? Oh, really? Well, welcome in. Yeah, there's a whole like live short feed in YouTube Shorts. I wouldn't recommend going to it. The content is kind of weird, to be honest with you. But if you pause a short, there's like a chip, probably like up here somewhere, that says live. If you click on that, it'll kick you into a Shorts only live feed. Which is, it has some really interesting people. I'll just say that. It has a lot of content of questionable quality. Okay. Is this gonna actually work now? Because of I'm so curious. I guess it was returning and therefore not hitting the remove every time. Why would that have caused an issue with crashing? Okay, that's an interesting one. Okay, so yeah, no, that didn't. Although now, I can't add it. Fucking hell, dude. It does seem to be a valid entity. Once again, remove applied data, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I'm an amateur in coding still in high school, and I am making an AI. But I don't know the best code editor to use and test it. Please help me. Buddy, that sentence doesn't add up. I don't think you're making an AI if you're an amateur in coding, and if you are, you would surely understand how to figure out how to use a code editor. What's on the remaster for Halo and it coming to PS5? Oh, I don't know if I'm aware of that. Oh, is it the Halo 1 remaster? Or they're remaking Halo 1? And it coming to PS5? Yeah, I don't like the whole like Microsoft basically getting rid of consoles is an interesting business move. I don't think that would be one that I would make. I used to love Halo back in the day, though. Halo 3 was my shit. Again, a game is like, oh, thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. This fucking stupid ass piece of data. Fuck this piece of data. Fuck it. Halo 2 and 3 are being remastered again. When were they remastered before? Was it for the Master Chief Collection? I mean, those are like, you know, very hot for corporations to remake, re-release games. You know, that's a hot hot thing. Are they so you're gonna have to buy another Master Chief Collection? Dude, I did buy the Master Chief Collection, and going back and playing Halo 3 multiplayer, like, was actually pretty fun. You know, every now and then. I haven't played it in a fucking while now, but like, I'm glad that's a thing. But if you're gonna have to buy it again, shifting to remake, yeah, no, I know that their new titles have been no bueno. I have heard that. Save money, yeah. It's the nostalgia money. It goes hard. Oh, they're remaking them in UE5? Oh, those are going to be so buggy. Those are going to be so buggy. Oh my god. It'll be interesting to see, actually, though. That'll be... And I'm interested. I am interested now. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I think we saw the same thing with like Blizzard. It's like the company tries to do new things and, you know, improve on the formula, and it doesn't land. And I think that happened with Retail WoW. I think that happened, you know, it's happening with Halo. I think there's probably some other examples. Diablo, another one probably. And then people want the old stuff that was better. And then they, you know, they do a remaster of that, and people love it, right? Diablo 2 remaster, people loved. Classic WoW was very, very popular at its first iteration, but they don't learn from that. They don't seem to learn from that, and they don't seem to learn that, like, the old game design principles that made those games great. They keep. This might sound kind of arrogant, but they keep listening to players too much. I'll be honest. And they don't have conviction. I think they literally need someone from a designer from a part of the old guard to, like, slap the back of their hands. Like, stop giving the players too much candy. Stop it. Stop removing all the friction from the game and stuff. Stop making it too fucking. You know, I'm sure I don't know what the issue with the new Halos are, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's that the game is zoomerfied, and that it's like way too. Like, because I know they put, like, sprinting in games, they put, like, equipment and more things to do in games, and, like, I think it just changed the combat of it from something more slow and methodical to, you know, something like COD, you know, which is, like, super snappy, sprint around, you know, all that shit, you know. And yeah, and I think I mean, I'm a huge WoW fan back for like vanilla WoW and stuff, and, like, even on the classic WoW subreddit, people are saying the same fucking thing that got us retail. They're wanting the same changes that led us to retail, and so that's why I say these companies are listening to the players too much. And people, and of course, players, like, laud companies when they do that. Oh, they're finally listening to players, which isn't always a bad thing, of course. Like, you do need to have conviction in your vision, because, like, it's like letting a kid have dessert for dinner. Of course they're gonna fucking say yes every time. Of course they want that. You can't give that to them. You can give them some dessert. That's good. You should. Yeah, I guess that's my kind of opinion on these remasters, is that companies aren't really learning from them, and they're just remaking the same mistakes over and over again. all the new Vanilla WoW plus BS they're fixing to announce is whack, basically going back to and then adding new patches. Yeah, I mean, I am all for like I remember when they announced what was it, Season of Discovery with like all the new abilities and shit. I'm like, bro, they just went so like Vanilla WoW didn't need to fucking throw a million things at the wall and see what sticks. You didn't need to give every class the ability to do everything, which I mean which is a hyperbole of what they did, but like, because that's going to be harder to take away if you do that. When you it's like, you know, it's taking candy from a baby. If you take it away, it's gonna fucking feel bad. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, Vanilla WoW could use some changes, but I mean, like, small methodical changes, right? It could use some more content, you know. Like, the new raids they made were cool. Like, I didn't actually do them, but I did like watch them and stuff. It absolutely is the dessert for dinner analogy. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like it's a lack of conviction and vision from the designers. And I think it's because designers are now like so much closer to the players. Like, I think social media definitely plays into that, because like, you can just fucking hit up a designer on Twitter and like shit talk them, you know. You can get in their DMs and be like, fuck you, you know, which does something to the psyche. And so like designer, like now you have this direct player to designer forum, which didn't exist in the past. Like, they were kind of more isolated, right? And also games didn't come out till they came out, so you didn't really know until it was done. And so you kind of had to have conviction. You couldn't try things out as easily back in the day. So you had to be more methodical about it. So I think designers actually need a little bit of ego in some cases. Sometimes, you know, obviously too much ego is bad, and you'll just end up making a game that no one wants to play. So just a little bit, enough to not get one guide, basically. Anyways, what the fuck is happening here? What is happening here? Why can't I in-place data? Why can't I in-place data? You know, I always use the flying mounts as an example in Vanilla WoW. You're falling into the pitfall of thinking designers are making these decisions. Shareholders, boy. Yeah, I know the business side of it is a huge influence as well, but like, that's where the designer, as a designer, you do need to have conviction on both sides, from players, and I think it's socially it's a hard job, I think. And then you need to have conviction to the business side of things, and you need to understand why the players like the game, and you need to understand that is different than what people are saying online, or it can be different, right? The finger pressing from above that silences the voice of people trying to make a good game. But the thing is, like, they are given chances. You know, they are given chances. Like, in the WoW case, they're given chances to iterate on the game. And I assume in Halo, Adder, you said it does look like they sped up Halo 1, so it's like, yeah, they're given chances to make changes. And it's not like the business is saying each individual change, right? The only thing designers can do is quit, is what led to the mass exit from Blizzard after Activision acquisition. Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, this is just why indie is always going to be king, I think. Like, there's never, like, when was the last time a AAA game was Game of the Year? When was that? Probably, like, fucking Red Dead 2 or something. GTA 5. Which, like, Rockstar is just a great studio, so it's, like, one of the last great studios, right? Last big great studio. It's like fucking CDPR, which is like, you know, kind of fallen a little bit, but they've recovered, I think. Rockstar. What's like another big studio that like still makes like unanimously great games? Larian? I don't know. Would you consider Larian a big? I think I would consider them a big studio now. I don't know what the size of them is. Rockstar's a massive studio though, comparatively. Adder, you would probably know this better than anyone. Like I'm thinking of like AAA that is still respected, right? CDPR, Rockstar. Who else? What am I missing? Is Obsidian? They're like, I don't know if they're like Obsidian. Obsidian maybe. I don't know how big Obsidian is though. Because did they do Avowed? Avowed Studio. Who made Avowed? Yeah, it was Obsidian, and then they also did Outer Worlds, right? From Obsidian, yeah, and then they did the yeah. What else did? Where is releases games? Oh, it's starting with old. Okay, Pillars of Eternity. Wait, oh no. Games canceled. Grounded. Grounded was a good game. Yeah, I mean, I think Obsidian still has respect. I think Obsidian still has respect. Kojima. Oh, yeah, that's a good example I wasn't thinking of. Yeah. How is that what the studio is called? Or FromSoft? Forgot about FromSoft. I'm wondering, what are the size of these studios? Does it say like how many people work there? 456. A 2,000. Yeah, Rockstar is a massive studio. $1,000 from CDPR. How big is Larian? Whoops. 500. And then what was FromSoft? So I'm gonna order these in terms of size here. Rockstar biggest. Kojima 200, so even smaller. And then what was the other one I said? Obsidian. $285, so slightly bigger than Kojima. Rockstar is actually 20 plus studios. You used to work at one. Nice. Black and green present. They're separate. Yeah, I don't understand what the different stuff means. And like there's Bethesda as well, but I don't know if I would put Bethesda in the same category. I don't think Bethesda commands as much respect as the rest of these do. I think. Adder, are you still here? Adder left. I want his take on that. Anyways, yeah, what the fuck is happening here? I'm so annoyed at this issue. I mean, I have T arrays of entities contained in data. Why is this one so annoying? Do you think it matters if they're in different files? Maybe I should put these in separate files. It's just the really weird part. Like these two structs are exactly the same. And I'm using them pretty much in the same way as well, but only one of them has an issue. So yeah, I mean, maybe different file. I mean, it's a weird, there's so many things about C++ that like are just, I would never expect, you know? So, I mean, if there maybe there's something I don't understand. I duplicate. No, let's just make it. Remove applied effect data. Okay. End effect data. Why are you... Oh, right. Remove applied effect. Wrong one. Wrong one. What's the difference? I don't know. Ice Creek, welcome. Been a while. Difference is one is crashing. We'll include those now. That are there probably other places. Yeah, right here too. Okay, let's see if that makes a difference. Yeah, we will include it there as well. Okay. This is going to be very interesting if this makes a difference. I'm going to learn something about C++, I think. I'm going to guess, though, that it doesn't make a difference. And that we're still going to crash. Have you tried git diff on the two structs? What would that do? I mean, they're newly added structs. A git diff would just show empty to new struct. I mean, the two structs are the same, except for the struct name, which is intentional. I mean, this is not crashing, but I'm sure I'll rerun this. Rerun it. Yeah, okay, still crashing. Okay. And still only on the remove owned effect data. I mean, it's literally invalid at this point. Like, and this is on add. Why is this one not getting created? It's not getting removed properly. It's not getting created properly. It's like, obviously this happens a bunch before it actually crashes, so it's like super inconsistent. Yeah, that is the word. So that is with a null source. Okay, let's try. Let's do this. Let's not like let's not reassign that fucking pointer. That is it is kind of weird to do that. If we have a source entity, use it. Otherwise, do this. This is a hairy one. Curious, let me look up all of the Game of the Years. Game of the Year history. 1998 GoldenEye 007. That's crazy. Ocarina of Time, well deserved there, yeah. I wonder what other games. Oh, there's Czech ones. Yeah, so if you consider Larian AAA, which I don't like, what is like the agreed up? I know there's probably no strict definition of it. High budget, high profile games with extensive market. I mean, like AAA video game history. What is this? Adder, you're back. Okay. So Strophia mentioned that like designers get pressure from like businesses to make the decisions they do, and I my response to that was like, yeah, this is why indie is always going to be king. You know, when was the last time a AAA game was Game of the Year? And then I started thinking about like, I don't think there's very many AAA studios that are like actually respected. Larian became AAA with Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I did include them. Needed more coffee? Hell yeah. And so like the list I came up with for like AAA that is like still respected: Rockstar, CD Projekt Red, which kind of fell a little bit with Cyberpunk, but they responded, I think, pretty well. I did put Larian, and I do have the studio sizes up here. FromSoft, Obsidian, which is kind of on the edge for me, and then Kojima as well. I was curious what your take on that was, or if you had any more, what you would add to this list, what you wouldn't. AAA to me either means no venture debt, all equity capital investors with multi-million-dollar publishing budget. Any venture debt I would consider a growing company. With big air quotes, I see. Let's say list of AAA studios. Largest game companies by revenue. Okay, so Sony, I guess. Yeah, I forget about Tencent. No one respects Tencent. Nintendo, I don't think, is a part of this discussion. NetEase, they do like MMOs and shit, right? EA, no, of course no one fucking respects EA. Insomniac Games a lot as well. Okay, what is Insomniac? Games. What did they make? Oh, Spyro. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, they make like Marvel games. Okay, interesting. Ratchet and Clank. Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of the studio name here. How big are they? 450. Okay, that's pretty big for the fucking games that they made, I feel like. People love Spider-Man 2, right? Like that was a well-received game. I think Ratchet and Clank was well-received as well. I have not heard of Stormland. Bad Dinos. Yeah, I'm sure that was a banger on Android. Yeah. Sunset Overdrive. People like that too, right? Okay, so where does that go? That goes like under 456. This is like right around that size, 450, yeah. Or basically 10-cent reskin, yeah. Remedy I'd put in that list. Okay, let's see Remedy. What is Remedy? I feel like I've heard that. Oh, really? Control, Max Payne. Okay, Alan Wake. Interesting. Oh, what about Naughty Dog? What about Naughty Dog? 400 plus? Yeah. Basically just The Last of Us and Uncharted. That's it. Oh, they made Jack? I didn't know they made fucking Jack. That was a great fucking... Those are a great... 1 to 3 was a great trilogy, I'll say. Those games went so fucking hard back in the day. Dude, Jack 2 was like GTA, man. That was like fucking GTA. Because you could fly around, there were police and shit. That was sick, man. And how big is your studio here, Naughty Dog? 400 plus, so that goes underneath. That's yeah, right there. And then Remedy, I don't know, I feel like this because they still have publishers, so maybe like they publish their own games, right? Maybe that's the distinction. Like if you publish your own games, you're a AAA studio. Well, but there's like indie games that publish their indie studios that publish their own games. If a AAA company makes a low budget game, is that game still considered AAA? Yeah, it's I feel like no. But like I feel like a studio does have to consistently put out AAA budget games to be considered AAA, you know? Insomniac has always had indie vibes of AAA quality. I love Sunset Overdrive, had a ton of nostalgia as a 90s gamer. Naughty Dog is carrying Sony games on their back right now. How are they related? Is it published by Sony? Or is it just like PS5, PlayStation games? Insomniac was making Jak and Daxter, and Naughty Dog was making Jak. Good times. Really? It says Jak and Daxter here. Oh, it says as a subsidiary of Sony Computer Entertainment. So yeah, do you consider that AAA then? If they're like a subsidiary? It's so like Keef the Thief. Oh yeah, that I'm sure that went so hard back in the day. Yeah, I'd consider it AAA. So I guess then I would like summarize and just say Sony, you know, as a respected AAA. What about DICE? Didn't they do like DICE and Respawn is now what I'm thinking of. $315. They haven't. Why do I feel like that? Yeah, I guess they're a newer studio. Just the Star Wars and Titanfall. Oh, dude, I didn't realize DICE had been around for that long. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Battlefield, basically. Battlefield, that's it, yeah. $714, that's a bigger studio. The whole AAA, AA, indie is so gray area more than ever. What would Cold Symmetry be these days? I mean, I think you've said it yourself that you're a AA studio. Cloud Imperium Games. Oh boy. What is that one? Oh. That's a good meme. That's a good meme. Yeah, highest budget game ever. They're a AAA con artist, I'll say that. AAA con artist right there. Yeah, I think we're AA. Old symmetry. So you guys don't even have a Wikipedia page for your studio. You just have Mortal Shell. So yeah, definitely not triple. If you don't have your own, having your own Wikipedia page for the studio, I think is a requirement of a AAA studio. So get that made, Adder. See, no hyperlink there. Yeah, I feel like under 100 employees definitely is not AAA. Is that fair to say? Do you make your own wiki or does someone else? I mean, I feel like anyone can. It's not like they know you work there or anything. $25 content developers, like 10 business on top of that. Anyways, I was looking at like Roblox AAA. Oof. I was asking which was the last time a AAA game, a AAA studio made a game of the year. Ooh, God of War is Sony, right? Yeah. So I guess that is kind of out. Who makes Outer Wilds? Mobius Digital. Yeah, that's probably their only game, right? Oh, it literally has the developer there. I didn't even see that. Returnal. I remember that. I have always wanted to play that game. Looked interesting. Fucking I didn't realize Vampire Survivors won Game of the Year. And I mean, fucking Astrobot is Team Asobi. I guess that's technically Sony as well. So I guess Sony is like making the best AAA games, essentially. Uncharted 4, which is subsidiary of Sony. Fallout 4 won Game of the Year. Wait, is it? Oh, that's British. What is the actual? Oh, okay. What is the actual Game of the Year awards? Yeah, that didn't sound right. That was I was very surprised to see that list. Which one is the actual one that everyone cares about? Is it the Developers' Choice Awards? The Game Awards. Adder, you should know this, right? That was Outer Wilds, which is the daughter of Paramount Studios family. God, the relationship between all these businesses. The Game Awards is the current main one. Okay. Then there's the Developers' Choice Awards. Okay, so I guess this is the list everyone talks about, which is a much shorter list. So yeah, I do remember Astrobot being Game of the Year. So yeah, that was Hazelight Studio. Takes Two. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely not AAA. But God of War was on there too. Sekiro, FromSoft. I mean, okay, so this is like basically all. But it's Sony and FromSoft. And then Larian just became AAA, we'll say, with that game. So that's kind of like a new entry. Overwatch was Game of the Year? Bro, what were these people smoking? What other fucking games came out that year? Game of the Year. What Doom came out that fucking year? Doom 2016 from id Software, which is just a subsidiary of Bethesda. 200 though, so. Are there really only like that many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An Overwatch beat. What I don't know what Inside is. Oh, I have seen this game. Yeah, I think I would take. I mean, I think I get why that was picked. I mean, Overwatch is a very popular game. You think Doom won that? What was so good about that Doom? I don't know. The Doom games have always looked very samey to me. Like, it's just like a fucking beat 'em up, you know, shooter beat 'em up. Those games never really interest me that much. Like, they're not. It's super straightforward. There's not really that much dynamic gameplay. Story is, you know, kind of not even there. Game Developer Choice Awards is another big one because it's tied to GDC. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that one feels bigger. Crazy how games like Warcraft 3 and WoW only had a team of around 30 people. You have Assassin's Creed Shadows with a team of over 1,000 now, dude. And it's still dog shit. And they still pump out dog. I think, like, yeah, I think when you get to that big, you kind of have to pump out dog shit. Because that's the only, like, financially viable thing when you have that many people, right? You have to do the safe, formulaic things. Doom 2016 brought back single-player shooters pretty at a big scale. The music was industry changing. The polish was top shelf, and they made stacks as an offline shooter. Okay, but what other? So you mentioned the music was good, but like everything else you mentioned was just the effect of it. But like, what was actually good in the game? I do see best music sound design was there. Best action game. Oh, Civ 6. Interesting. I think AAA would make more money if they took more risks with design. Yeah, I mean, I think they could, but like, they have a chance to miss, right? Which means that they would have to lay people off. Doom is violence gooning. The soundtrack lifted heavy. I guess I just don't understand it because I don't enjoy that type of a game very much. I guess it's just difficult for me to understand. But like, I'm not really a big shooter guy, but like, I can see why Titanfall 2 is on here. When I think of a polished experience from tip to tail, Doom 2016 stands out. Yeah, I guess the reason I'm just doubting that is just like, it just doesn't, what does it do that's new and exciting and innovative? I think it didn't win because you are not the only person it wouldn't appeal to. The market was a bit more niche. Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. It's not hard to polish a boomer shooter. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where my mindset is as well. Like, there's just not, Doom just doesn't see, I get that it's like a really well-made game and I can respect that for sure, but if you're not like, it's yeah, probably the easiest type of game to polish because it's like, there's just rooms full of mobs that, I mean, I guess maybe just optimizing the enemies and the gore, like there's probably a lot of dismemberment and stuff, which can be, you know, that's difficult, and you know, there's definitely some difficulty in making the environment pretty and stuff like that. The game was at the time, game polish was in the gutter. Yeah, I guess it's really, I guess like the context of games at the time really matters. Nowadays it'd be a very mid pick. Not wrong, it's not difficult per se. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, all game dev is difficult, right? But I guess just in comparison to other... I mean, same with Overwatch. Like, I mean, can you say Overwatch isn't polished? Like, Overwatch was a very polished game, from what I remember. Other than, like, the single-player mode, I think, right? But it's like Overwatch is probably a pretty easy game to polish. But like Titanfall 2, like the movement in Titanfall 2, probably pretty difficult to make it look really good and function really well. Doom and Quake popular breaking around in the 90s. Since then, that market has just been oversaturated with every shooter variant imaginable. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is kind of an underserved. I feel like it's underserved now, but probably because it has been overpopulated, and probably because it is like a kind of easier game to make, right? Breath of the Wild, I get that. Let me look at the Developer's Choice Awards here. Balatro, hell yeah, that's great. I haven't played it, but I love that. Elden Ring, yeah, I mean, I get Elden Ring. It didn't hit for me, but Inscription, I haven't played that one. Was that one really that good? I mean, it looked like a good game, but was it Game of the Year good? 80 is obviously amazing. Untitled Goose Game. Yeah, that's a fun one. God of War, Breath of the Wild, Overwatch, Witcher 3. Witcher 3 came out in 2015, huh? Shadow of Mordor. This was a good game. I didn't realize this won Developer's Choice Awards. This one was fun though. I really actually, some of the things they did in this game. Monolith Productions, huh? What are they, a subsidiary of? Oh, Microsoft. Or no. I'm reading that wrong as platforms. Oh, Warner Bros. Okay, yeah, duh. I remember that. They got the fucking patent, yeah. But yeah, there's actually some things done in this game that I take game design inspiration from. And I'm planning to, you know, at some day it's going to be. I don't know, this was Warner Bros. I think Inscription won because it brought a lot of unique game elements to its level design. Watch the Doom trailer, is gratifying. That's all you need at the end of the day. Is it? I don't know, not for me. That doesn't float my boat for very long. TF2 had stronger campaign, I think it would have been Game of the Year. Yeah, because the campaign was basically just multiplayer levels. How the hell did Balatro win? What do you mean? Balatro is an amazing game that innovated, you know, and did so much with so little. I think that absolutely deserved the win as well. This is the Game Developer's Choice Awards. So I honestly like this list better than this list. Overwatch is still fucking on there, which, fuck that. It's like the only one I'm mad about on both of these lists, actually. Dragon Age Inquisition. So I remember I was in a game drought for games I wanted to play, and I downloaded this like years ago, and it just didn't really hit. Just didn't really hit for me. It was kind of boring. Kind of boring, honestly. And it's kind of like in the same reign of, yeah, like the new, it's just, I don't know. I think Dragon Age Origins was the last best. Like, I remember, like, my sister's boyfriend, back when I was in fucking, like, middle school, brought over Dragon Age Origins. That game was fucking sick at the time. That blew my mind at that time. How is Fable not on either of these lists? No, when did Fable 2 come out? 2008. And it won, I mean, Fallout 3 is, people love that game. I guess I get that. I thought New Vegas was what people love the most, though. I remember that game. That was kind of game changing too. Red Dead Redemption, but not Red Dead 2, which is interesting. When did Red Dead 2 come out? 2018. And what won instead? God of War. Oh yeah, that's a tough year. That's a tough year. Ooh, Celeste came out as well. Oh, and Return of the Obra Dinn. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, this was a rough year, man. Rough as in a lot of stiff competition that year. KCD2 or Expedition 33. Well, I haven't played either. The only one on the list I played is Hades 2, which is an amazing game as well. So, I mean, for me personally, obviously, it's the only one on there that I played. But like both of those studios fucking deserve that. So as long as it's not Donkey Kong, I think I'm all right. Oh my God, get the fuck out of my face. Oh, and Death Stranding too. Yeah, I don't think either of those should win. Any of the other ones I think are well deserved. And how was Silksong received? Is it like better than the first one, Hollow Knight? Because like these are kind of in the same reign, where it's like the first one was like wildly acclaimed, right? And there were like literally zero, like everyone would say both of those first ones are 10 out of 10s. Well, then they came out with a sequel and it's also a 10 out of 10. So it's like, I saw someone on Reddit say like, there was nothing wrong with Hades 1, but Hades 2 improved upon it. Right? Silksong is hype, but not better. Interesting. Interesting. KCD2 should win. Yeah, I played the first Kingdom Come for like maybe 15 hours. It's kind of hard to get into. And I understand they're going for like the immersive sim and stuff like that. But the combat was just, at the beginning, it's really hard, right? And I never got to the point where the game really opened up, and I kind of fell off playing it. I got to the, like, you go to like the barn after you investigate the fucking, you know, the it's like the fucking dismemberment or whatever. Yeah, it's a little hard to get into. Expedition 33 for sure. I mean, and I never played it, and I know it's a very beautiful game that, you know, works well and runs well, but like, is the story that compelling for it? And what was so good about Donkey Kong? Full gameplay, okay. You think Expedition 33 is going to win? I do, yeah, I do think they would like deserve it. I just don't understand what made it such a good game. Oh, that's cool. It looks like Deep Rock Survivors. Or not Survivors, just Deep Rock Galactic. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Is it entirely mining? No, it's not. Okay. Oh, is it open world Donkey Kong? Oh, lagoon layer terrain strength. What is the gameplay of this game? I don't understand. Is this on Switch 1 or 2? Or vast underground world by smashing right through it. Crash through walls, cave tunnels with your fist, punch straight down the ground, even tear off trunks. Interesting. More areas, the more you smash, the more areas open up. You walk through, join, DK. Cover a variety of environments. Start with Pauline to use powerful banana transformations. Younger sister trying to find her way back to the surface. Her singing can empower Donkey Kong. Expedition 33 story is dumb. Didn't even know DK game was released. Yeah, I didn't even know about this until, I mean, this does look pretty innovative though, honestly. For a Nintendo game, this looks pretty innovative. I love how they're using this scaffolding here, because that's like kind of what was in the original Donkey Kong in the arcade game. You know, where Mario was jumping over the barrels. Or I guess that was a Super Mario game, wasn't it? Bonanza looks boring. I mean, I think I need to watch more of it to like understand. I mean, it's like a puzzle platformer, but like you have terrain deformations, which I think is pretty cool and interesting. And I'm sure they've come up with some pretty interesting puzzles here and mechanics. But then you can, I guess, go to a surface and do stuff there as well. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I guess I can see more so why this made it. I still don't think it like deserves it. I mean, how long is this game? I bet this is like a 20-hour game, you know? Tops. Whereas like I'm sure KCD2 is like 100 hours plus. Depending on how many fucking side quests you do. I mean, this does say full gameplay walkthrough part 1. Interesting. Probably because it's on. Oh, it is on Switch 2. They needed to include a Switch 2 release, did they? New Donkey Kong feels too much like let's make everything 3D now in Nintendo 64 era of games. It's great taking 2D games and awkwardly trying to make them work in open world. I mean, there have been 3D. I mean, Donkey Kong Country was 3D, right? Like, that didn't seem like a 2D game trying to make it into 3D. Because that seems like a completely new concept for Donkey Kong. But yeah, I guess I still don't understand what made Expedition 33 great. Let's search that. What makes Expedition 33 so good? I'm not the only one searching that. Let's see what people say. Story is great, combat is really great. Loon doesn't wear socks, shoes or socks so you can see your feet through the whole game. That is important for Game of the Year considerations. You can tell they gave a shit making it, would be my blunt way of putting it. Is that all it takes to make a great game? Because I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like it fucking shouldn't be. Death Stranding 2 Kojima is the GOAT? I don't think I would be that mad at Death Stranding 2 winning. And I know Kojima's storylines and narrative are goated, for sure. The reason people like Expedition 33 is it's French themed, which is unique and eye-catching. Yeah, the art direction is very good, I'll say. It's very unique, right? And it looks good. And yeah, the French aesthetic helps as well. And it's unique. Incredible soundtrack as well. Characters are fantastic. The actual gear system for the combat feels like something ripped from an ARPG. It's possible to hit the damage cap in literally the first few hours. Just insane stuff. Are they saying that as a positive? Because that doesn't sound like a positive to me. There's a damage cap per act. That feels like lazy game design. Am I alone in thinking that? Like, having a damage cap until Act 3 just seems like they didn't balance it very well. Are you an LLM? Is Ice Creek just regurgitating some information here? I mean, someone back me up on this. Someone back me up on that. That's lazy game design. Okay, thank you, Adder. That feels like they just couldn't balance it in time. Which, like, I guess people can still love the game with that, but, like, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that I fucking care about in a game. I don't necessarily care about, like, all of the surrounding parts of the gameplay. Like, I mean, obviously that stuff matters a lot. and it has a lot to impact like the satisfaction of the game and how enjoyable the game is, like aesthetics and sound and stuff like that. Like I definitely like respect that part of a game. But, like the game can be the prettiest piece of shit you ever seen, and I know I'm not gonna think it's a good game, you know. I think they liked the pacing but didn't care to gate the players, so they just gated their damage output. But what are they pacing at that point? Because to me it seems like it's the vibe I'm getting is that it's a very narrative driven game, which, you know, totally fine. But if that's the case, like the pacing that you care about would be in terms of the narrative, not necessarily in terms of the combat. And especially with it being a turn-based game, like capping your damage, like preventing the player from effectively using what they've earned in the game, both from their own skills and the loot or gear or whatever. That just to me, that feels actually probably pretty bad. And I wonder how many people hit that. Like, I wonder how I mean, that's another thing. Like, how unrealistic is that? How much of an impact does that have on combat? It's just 33 game design such. I assume you mean suck. Gotta build the gating into fight stages, and you can tell they struggled with that. Oh, is there narrative during combat? Gameplay is fun as addicting even for someone like me who hates turn-based games. I guess the part that I hate about turn-based games in this regard is like, because I've seen some gameplay and it's that same like Final Fantasy type turn-based thing where it's like there's like this outer world that you run around in, and then you like bump into an enemy, and then it puts you into like, you know, the combat world. And that whole flow to me is super jarring, and it gets old really quick. Same with like Paper Mario. And I love me some Paper Mario, fun game, but it gets so old after, like by the time you're at the end of the game, I'm so tired of that in and out, you know, combat. And I think just that whole transition is a part of that. I never liked turn-based game. What makes this one different? There's actual action when you do something. It's not Pokemon where you just, yeah. I mean, Paper Mario's like that too. You can parry and dodge every single attack thrown at you. The problem that I have with some of the turn-based, and I've never played this one, but like, I guess Paper Mario is what I'm thinking of when I'm comparing. They're worried about the player snowballing. Let them snowball. Like, when the combat, like, when turn-based combat does take longer than non-turn-based combat, let them snowball. Like, just, it'll speed it up. And I mean, maybe that's just because I don't like it as much. I don't hate it. I just think it gets really repetitive a lot quicker than other types of combat. But I feel like it's the parrying and dodging that makes it kind of hard to balance. Because otherwise, it's like the parry and dodging is so easy that like it's effectively a given. Or it's not very easy and it's too random. And so that does make balancing hard. But I think from the gameplay I've watched of it, streamers playing, they were very consistently hitting parry dodge timers. Can't let it be too easy, but that's a whole other conversation outside of snowballing. I don't think so. I think that's a part of it, right? That depends on how hard you can snowball, right? Let players build into that god complex. People love that shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to do that with my game. Like, it's going to be a roguelite, and I'm sure there's going to be some builds that are going to be absolutely busted. And as long as, like, all, you know, abilities are useful in some way, I'm okay with that. And as long as it's not, like, there's zero... like, I'm okay with letting... Because, like, my world is going to have, like, pretty dynamic leveling to it. It's not going to scale, but it's going to be dynamic. And so... what I'm planning to do is always let there be some harder thing to go do. And so when you do start snowballing, you can kind of skip some of the lower level stuff if you want to, right? And so because it's a roguelite, when you die, you know, it's going to be kind of opt-in difficulty. So like when you die, you start over at level 1, right? So you can kind of opt into however difficult you want it to be. And so I'm not planning to have difficulties in my game for that reason. Like the world lets you choose your difficulty based on the state of it, is kind of what I'm planning to do. And I do want you to be able to lose. Like, I want you to be like, I didn't make this build right, I didn't pick the right combination. Like, I want the world to actually, as the game goes on, scale kind of exponentially. Scale in a dynamic way where each time you die, the average level of things is increasing. And so if you're not building up that meta game, or that meta build, meta game currency of a roguelite, then you're going to get to a point where the world outscales you. That's what I'm planning. If combat damage is the challenge, you need more challenges. Agree. I just think that combat damage being the core of the game and then them gating because of it is a shame. And puzzles or other combat puzzles that break away from just the player strength snowball, add curveballs to the combat snares, environment factors to avoid, etc. They really could have gated in other ways, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, because like I don't know what the effect of parrying or dodging is, but it's the same thing for me as Elden Ring or Dark Souls type games, where it's like entirely based on mechanical execution, which is either too hard or too easy. Like I think it's very hard to balance that, first of all, and it doesn't like feel good. It doesn't feel good either, to me personally, because it's like the best way to play the game is to just not take damage. And there's very little unavoidable damage, so there's very little that you strictly can't do. And a lot of players like that about the game, I understand that. But they're like in Dark Souls or Elden Ring, like there's the guy that runs around, I always use this example, but in Elden Ring, there's the guy who just runs around in his underwear with the pot on his head and can solo like the hardest boss. And it's just because if you just get good enough at dodging, it doesn't like your defensive stats don't fucking matter, right? So you have completely optimized one part of combat completely out of the game. And with parrying or dodging, if you can completely avoid damage, I mean, I'm sure there's some things that are not parryable or dodgeable, but it's like you're not going to take damage if you deal enough damage. So I suppose that goes for a lot of games, though. I think parrying feels fun in Souls-likes. Yeah, I understand it can be like gratifying and rewarding, but I guess what I'm saying is when games are focused too much on the mechanical execution and not enough on the strategic execution side of combat, I tend to not like them as much. And I always compare Dark Souls to like vanilla WoW or WoW combat, where it's like combat in WoW, like you're going to take some damage. Like there was just damage that you're just not going to avoid because there's no dodging outside of just you have an X% to dodge an attack, right? There's no the only way you can dodge is by using skills and stuff like that. And you know, some classes like the mage, of course, is like you don't dodge really, but you crowd control. But for the most part, like you're going to take some damage in combat, and therefore, like there is a max of what you can kill with the gear that you have and the build that you have. So there's more, the difficulty of it is more so on things that are outside of combat, right? Like the strategic execution of creating your build, of picking your gear, you know, of using your abilities correctly, right? It's like I do no-hit run in 1 to 60 in WoW Classic. I assume, was he playing a hunter? I assume that was hunter or mage. Yeah, not that, you know, that would be impossible for some classes. But that is a good rebuttal. Jed, welcome. We're on Reddit. Someone save this man. I'm kind of at the end of the stream and just yapping at this point, because I'm trying to figure out what made Expedition 33 so good. And I just came across this part where someone said that damage is capped until Act 3. which I said feels like lazy game design. And so now we're just talking combat. Like, it feels like they didn't bother to balance it. And they're artificially holding the player back, of course, is always going to feel bad. Statics playthroughs. Hunter, I think, got to 58 or 59 before he got hit. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, that happened 20 years after the game came out. That's the thing also. Like, people had to play that game for 20 years before someone did that. So I think that actually holds up incredibly well. Whereas Elden Ring, someone can do it without getting hit the day it fucking comes out, basically. Or within a few months, right? That doesn't hold up as well, to me. I'm not saying Elden Ring isn't a great game. I do think it's a great game. It's not for me, though. Suffice to say, I want some combat decisions to be made outside of combat. And I want that to have impact on the combat, no matter what. You know, no matter what, when I'm fighting something around, you know, my level or around like where I'm supposed to be at that point in the game, right? Because I know not every game has a level per se. A lot of people are lauding the story. Story and the gameplay. Characters have personality. World looks good. Sometimes repetitive. Okay. Enemies are fun and sometimes goofy to look at. Pictos add some flavor to the gameplay and keep things somewhat fresh. I have no idea what that is. In-game item system. Grippable items that provide passive stat bonuses and abilities. Okay. You can allocate stats and skill trees to better find your experience in combat. I do love a good skill tree. I'm a skill tree slut. My problem with WoW Classic is the meta is extremely tight. Yeah. I totally understand that criticism. I tried so hard to find viable off-meta builds, and there really aren't any. When did you play Classic during Original Classic or during the relaunch Classic? Because yeah, in relaunch Classic, the game has been solved. Original Classic was a lot more magical. It was a lot more magical. Both. Okay. But yeah, the whole thing about Vanilla WoW, though, is that the players are the content, right? And it's not really so much about the combat, although, you know, that's a huge part of the game. But it's more so about what happens as a result of that, right? And it's the player-to-player interactions. So even though, you know, the mage has a fucking one-button rotation in raids, you know, that can be important because raids you have to coordinate 40 people. Like that's a skill in and of itself. So, and people have solved it by now, so it's not really that difficult anymore. But having easier rotations and easier metas to reach is it can actually add to the game because it allows some of these other things to have more presence. Like, you know, it's a lot harder to coordinate 40 people when you have like really you know, complicated rotations and stuff. Gotta jump out for work call. Great stream, dude. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, my dude. Enjoy your work call. Or try to. My problem with WoW is I feel like I need to go touch grass 5 minutes in. Explain that. Why do you feel like you need to go outside when you play WoW? Hoping in Classic Plus they make theory crafting builds great again. Yeah, I mean, my vision for Classic Plus was not the Season of Discovery that they came out with, but yeah, just adding a few new talents to like each class, you know? You know, maybe a couple more for the specs that weren't viable before, just for that thing exactly. And the problem you're talking about is one that I'm trying to solve with the way that I'm doing my game design. And it's the criticism is I kind of have the same criticism where it's like, yeah, the build, like, and this is why they got rid of talent trees. They kind of gave up. I'll say they gave up. They gave up. They got rid of talent trees because they're cookie cutter builds anyway. People would just pick the same builds anyway. So they limited the amount of choice because of that. I'm like, no, that's the wrong way to do it. The wrong way to do it, right? And in my game, I'm going to make it difficult to be hurt. Like with enough RNG, you just make it more difficult to be meta. Right, like there is RNG in choosing your abilities. There's not like a complete freedom of choice where I can use any ability I want to. To me, that's how you kind of solve that. And so and that means that you're gonna have some runs where you fucking suck, where it's not as fun. But that creates a peaks and valleys in terms of gameplay and combat, and it'll feel really good when you do get that kind of closer to meta build type build, right? And I think that to me is a lot more fun. And that's why roguelites are so popular now. I think they will continue to be because they have solved that problem when it comes to a game. And it's not really a problem that every game needs to solve. You know, games can be fun without having RNG in how your character's combat works. But that does lead to, especially in multiplayer games, it does lead to a meta. And then what happens when you have a meta is you have to design around that. And either you design it to be difficult enough where the meta is required and it's very hard to stray from that, or you make it easy enough that you can do off-meta things, but then the game isn't very hard and it doesn't, you know, keep players around for very long. So it just gets difficult. Sod went overboard, 100%. But there are so many builds that were intended in the original, but they just don't make sense for minor reasons. Yeah, you know, like some mana regen on Shadow Priests and Boomies and Elemental Shamans and stuff like that, yeah. Okay, it's just like, I feel like I'm not doing anything really. None of the things feel important in the game. They feel like very cheap dopamine. Are you playing retail or are you playing classic? It sounds like you're playing classic, and I would 100% agree with you. The leveling does not fucking matter in that game, and it's a shame. Like, they should probably just get rid of it entirely. Everything scales to you. Your abilities and loot are just put directly into your fucking bags. You know, everything is like kind of automated and shit in a way where it's like, what's the fucking point? I totally get that, and I agree with you in retail. In retail, WoW, yes, 100%. And I don't know what type of gamer you are, but classic WoW is better to me because it's more so about the journey, but it is a much more slower pace. Like, a lot of people just aren't going to be able to get into it in today's day and age where games are like a lot more gripping, right? They're a lot more exciting when you start the game. And I'll be honest, classic WoW is not that exciting when you start. But it's more so about the slow, methodical journey and the experiences that you have with other players that make it so special. And it's like when you have retail WoW where everything is so fucking fast, it's like retail WoW is just rush to end game, nothing matters until you get to max level. You know, and that's a fucking shame. When you don't have time to stop and smell the roses, you're not going to have time for these really cool experiences with other players, which is really what vanilla WoW is about. These random, you know, you just straight up run into less people in the world because you spend less fucking time in the world because it's so fucking fast and very cheap dopamine, like you say. People don't want to fucking do it. Like, the fastest way to level, I'm sure still, is just queue fucking dungeons, instance dungeons that don't even exist in the world. And you get automatically teleported to them. If you're a tank or a healer, it's an instant queue, right? You never fucking leave the main city. Like, it's not, that's not an MMO. Scratch that it was fun, as like addicting and nice. It has a great story, but does it have a great story? I think the story is so fucking overcooked at this point. Like, there's just, over the course of all the expansions, like, it has gotten cooked to a fucking crisp. It triggered the what am I doing with my life button, and I agree with that. Retail WoW, yeah. Sorry, wait, are you talking about classic WoW or retail WoW? To be honest, I forgot the story. Yeah, I mean, see, the story in retail WoW is like way overcooked. It's just, there's too much history. And it's like, I don't know, I think I kind of focused too much on the story. And it's like, because like it changed from like you just being like a random warrior to like, oh, you're the savior of Azeroth, which is a criticism a lot of people have. And I think the WoW, retail WoW, like the story just got so ungrounded. Like there's fucking spaceships and shit. Like, oh my God. What have we done? I forgot which version, but it's probably retail. It really sounds like you're talking about retail, like the newer version. Because like it's definitely not slower paced. I mean, I'm sure it's slower paced than like fucking Zoomer games, but like classic WoW is much more slower paced. Like getting to max level takes like 60 hours, at least. Sometimes longer. If it's your first run, it's gonna take longer. Dodging parrying sometimes feels jank, but adds to fights. Dude, people keep bringing up dodging and parrying, and like, dude, Paper Mario had that. You know, like, press the button at the right time, which is essentially what that is. Was there something more in Expedition 33 that wasn't just that, to dodging and parrying? Because when I watched it, it just looked like you hit a button at the right time. Those consumables will look differently in that they refill after resting. Okay, so here's another game design problem that I don't think that people are solving in the right way. They're giving up. This is designers giving up. I mean, actually, no, this one isn't like entirely giving up. I think that this is, you know, they're trying it out and it works. It's not how I would prefer to solve it though. So the problem is people hoard consumables and don't use them. They don't feel like they can use them because they take resources and they want to save them or whatever, right? And the problem is either the game is too difficult where you always need those and are using them constantly and you always have to search for resources, which I think is actually can be kind of good. Or the game is too easy to the point where you never need to use them and you're just hoarding them and never using them. And what they're doing here is by making consumables refill is that you can't hoard them. And it's like when you're at max consumables, you may as well use them. So you're kind of like tricking the player's psyche into using them. What do you think about Austin Gaming Scene? Don't know anything about it. And so I think the problem is that there are not enough situations where a consumable would make a difference. And that's why players aren't using them. And I think higher consequences increases the usage of consumables. Like if you think of like a health pot, right? A health potion. And Claire Expedition, like this is not the only game to do this. Diablo has done this since Diablo 3. I think definitely Diablo 4. But so I don't think it's like it's not like the most innovative thing, but it is like a newer piece of game design when it comes to consumables. Yeah, there's just that means that there's just not enough situations where using the consumable would make a difference. There's not enough situations where you're almost gonna win, right? Or there's just not high enough consequences where it's like, I'm going to do whatever I can. And so that's why with my game, it is kind of like an opt-in difficulty thing. But I do hope to give the player rewards enticing enough that you do want to do the difficult thing, right? Which would lead to, I need some sort of exponential difficulty and reward system, right? And the stakes of my game are you start over at level 1, right? And it's not like my roguelite, it's not going to be runs that are 30 minutes long, an hour long. No, the runs I want to be dozens of hours long. Like I want it to take me personally, I probably won't end up doing this because I know a lot of players probably don't like this, but like I personally would love a roguelite that takes as long as Hardcore WoW does. Hardcore WoW to me has solved this problem. And it's a 20-year-old game. It's a 20-year-old game. But playing Hardcore WoW kind of changed the way. It taught me a lot, actually. Hardcore WoW taught me a lot. And it literally, this 20-year-old, it changed the way you played a 20-year-old game. And hardcore game modes are not new. It's newer for WoW. Hardcore Diablo has been a thing, I think since at least Diablo 2. I don't know if they had it in Diablo 1. It's like when you die, you delete your character. And that's as high stakes as you can fucking get, right? And so, yeah, I use potions even when I know I don't need to, just in case something goes wrong, right? And so that also kind of, I guess that points to like a little bit of RNG in combat. That little bit of uncertainty will increase the space of consumables making a difference. Right, because when things aren't RNG enough, then it's just like a mathematical equation that the player can probably just kind of figure out in their head as combat goes. Like in the earlier levels of WoW, it is that way. There's not very much RNG, and it's like I know how many fucking melee swings it's gonna take to kill this mob. I kind of know how many swings they have to kill me. And so I can just watch the health and I can do that kind of equation in my head. Like, do I need to use a potion? Will the potion make a difference? I know that. But as you know, when you get to the later levels, it's like a lot can go wrong. Another mob can pop up behind you. I can't fight more than two at a time. I took this mob when I was low mana. This mob stuns sometimes. I got fucking killed by chest pains in the fucking satyrs one time at level 28 shaman. I can usually kill two at a time if I'm full mana, except I got chest pains. Which stun you. It's like a 3-minute long debuff that stuns you randomly. So yeah, that fucked me up. Hardcore WoW makes me think that a hardcore only MMO would be cool. Yeah, well, I think it would be cool too. I think it's like, I think that's like kind of a hard sell, because there are games that are like full loot PvP games, which I think is kind of this. It's different, but kind of the same. Something like what is it, Mortal Online? Is it called Mortal Online? I forget what it's called, but like the full loot PvP MMOs, where it's like when you die, you drop all your loot, and I think you start over. Isn't OSRS kind of a hardcore only MMO? No, definitely not. I mean, I think there's hardcore community modes that people play it as. How goes the parallelogramization? Well, we're just yapping game design now. Kind of at the end of the stream, so. But that's why I'm trying to do like roguelite hardcore, you know, where it's like it is hardcore, but there's a little bit of like it's okay to die, it's not so bad to die. I think players will like that a lot more than just delete your fucking character when you die. And I don't know a game that has, I don't know of a roguelite. I don't know of a roguelite that has long form other than hardcore game modes, which is more like a roguelike, not a roguelite. Like I want something with meta progression that has more than like an hour-long run. If anyone knows of any games like that, let me know. I would love to experiment with it. The open world is for the most part linear. Now that saddens me. I hate that in games. I'm a big open world enjoyer, and I don't even think you need to make it, because like some criticism of open world games is that, you know, it's not always interesting. Like they didn't have the time to fill it out with stuff. I mean, I do get that. I do think you need to fill it out with interesting stuff, but I'm a big fan of negative space in games, and world design is one of them, because it makes the interesting things interesting. So I don't think you need it to all be super interesting, and I still think it can be better. And this is just my opinion. I just don't like linear games. They're like, those were fun when I was a kid, but I don't know. I guess I've just kind of grown, and they're not that exciting to me anymore. Like I tried to play God of War 2, I think. Yeah, I tried to play God of War 2. I dropped it. Like, it just wasn't fun for me. It wasn't fun. On the way back from Micro Center with the goodies. Ooh, fun day. Create a banking system, maybe. The items in the bank stay when you die. Because the fact that I could play WoW Classic as softcore kind of kills the magic of hardcore. If it was hardcore only. There are hardcore only servers now. It's not a community thing. So there are servers where anytime you see someone alive, they've never died. That's a thing now, Ice Cream. You should play it if you haven't. Sir, is it okay if I watch your stream? I'll allow it this time. Our spins game solid 7 out of 10. I take most of what you see online with a grain of salt because the game suffers from toxic positivity. Sir, thank you, sir. What the game goes. So is there anyone else who here thinks that Expedition 33 deserves Game of the Year? Because I want to ask you questions. And I lost my list. I lost my list. Where's the... Oh my god, this fucking list. Game of the year. Okay. Yeah, and so what did Death Stranding 2 do differently than 1? I know Adder said Silksong was overhyped. I saw big praise for Kingdom Come 2, KCD 2. Which I think, like, I think the grab of KCD 2 is that it's just an immense game. I know it's a very large game, a very immersive game. It's handcrafted all the way, right? Like, they didn't make it large artificially with procedural generation like I'm going to do, right? I know, I mean, I could switch my dead characters to a softcore server. Yeah, but like, who fucking does that? I mean, what you want is you want to raid with the hardcore people. You want to get to max level on hardcore. That, I mean, that doesn't sway me at all. Expedition 33 is up for 12 awards, making it the most nominated game in the awards history. Let me search. Best game direction. What does that mean? Best role-playing game. Best debut indie title. Best independent game. Best audio design. Best narrative. Best art direction. Yeah, I mean, it's 100% going to win best art direction, right? Best score and music. Best audio design. Okay, so how is that different? One's specifically music, the other one is probably like sound effects and everything else. That's not 12, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. Sure. Let's be honest, if you're not a fan of Clear Obscure, then it's a pretty boring list of nominees. Normally the best game, yeah, I agree with that take. Donkey Kong not being in the best score is crazy to me. Easily the game that had me bopping my head the most. Interesting. No shade at Expedition 33. I've heard nothing but good things, but kind of feels bad that they have 3 of the 5 best performance slots when Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey absolutely killed it with Dispatch. I've seen the name of this game, but I haven't actually seen any like gameplay. What is this game?
How did you become...
When I die in hardcore, where I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? But if an MMO was designed to be hardcore only, then it feels less stupid when I die because that's the only way to experience the content. Did you play, like, and you, I think you said you did play Vanilla WoW back in the day. I don't know. For me, it changed the game completely, and I just had fun. Like, to me, that kind of fixed the meta issue with the game. So is this an entirely narrative game? Yeah, okay. Oh, and you do have skill points and combats and stuff as well. It's combat, please. Just hacking? What is that? Where's the combat at? Can I get some actual gameplay? Ads. Is there combat or no? Is that just like dialogue skills? Before we send your stupid fucking asses back to whatever fucking cell. I wonder if the combat is like an equation that happens or something. Interesting. Yeah, I'm still optional product. It's like trying to go up a leaderboard in a game where it's easily hacked or modded. I mean, so hardcore used to be an entirely self-imposed thing in vanilla WoW. Like I played hardcore back when it was just a community game mode, and there was an add-on for it, and you just had to be kind of a part of the hardcore community to like be like recognized as playing a hardcore game. It's an entirely self-imposed challenge at first, and so when they came out with actually official servers, like that to me solves that feeling of like this is meaningless, right? Why am I doing this? And also I think the community is probably the biggest part of the reason to do it, because like every so, I mean, like, the OnlyFangs on Twitch where, like, Soda Poppin made a guild of streamers that are all hardcore. A lot of them haven't played WoW before. Like, the clips that come from that are fucking amazing. Like, it's so fucking funny. Like, the pirate software downfall happened because of hardcore WoW. Like, it's a lot more fun when, like, you're kind of a part of a community that's doing it, I think. So if you guys are just doing it completely independently, I understand the feeling that you're having, but like doing it as a part of like when you play it with friends that are fucking dying and shit as well, you know, it's a lot more fun. Started feeling I'm hooked. It's all in one. Best story I've played in a single player game since Last of Us 2. So yeah, it sounds like, I mean, I forget who said it in here that the story sucked, but a lot of people think the story was great. So I think a great story carries a game a lot. Because a great story kind of like, even if you don't care about story in games, like a great story kind of it's one of those that barrier. Hardcore WoW is great. I just think it would be interesting if a new MMO was designed to be mandatory hardcore. Yeah, I think so too. I think that would be interesting. I get that, but if I'm playing with people, I just play like Rocket League or COD. That's like the most Zoomer thing I think I've ever heard. If I'm playing with people, I'm gonna play only these two games. Yeah, I mean, it's a completely different game. Like, that's not, it's a different game. The point of playing an MMO is to play it with people. Character design is something that stands out as well. And I think that it can actually carry a story. Like, how well you design the characters, you know? Music and rented asset from Epic Games for me. Huh? The story and NPC romance option was difficult not to cringe with. Music was everything. Huh. Add QuickTime events just to keep me engaged. I mean, I think, aren't most non-Pokemon turn-based games, don't they have QuickTime events? I guess for me, I'm heavily weighting innovation for my Game of the Year contender. Like, I guess that's my opinion. And if something just does everything that's already been done before well, it doesn't do anything for me. I think that's probably why I don't quite understand. People also want to see smaller studios like this take win once it's deserved. And also, like, it came out using Nanite and Lumen in a time where people were ripping Unreal Engine for it, and it ran decently. So I think they get some credit for that as well. I did turn down the difficulty as I can't dodge for shit. Yeah, maybe I should buy it and try it out. I'm gonna get going though. It's well past time for me to go off and I gotta get to work. So let's find someone to raid. Who is streaming? Who is streaming? I'll send you guys over to the post game. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. It's a good stream. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me. I'm gonna get going. And hopefully see you guys tomorrow or something. So take care. Bye.